Welcome to the Wicked Awesome Cast, episode 132. 132.
Why
Trade
the fuck
deuce.
are you Shatnering this?
I don't know. I'm suffering weird side effects from returning from the Shadow Realm as I was gone last week, Charlie.
Alex, you don't get to make Shadow Realm references. You don't know what it is.
I get to make the Shadow Realm.
No,
references.
you even know it was a Yu-Gi-Oh thing till we explained it to you a couple Bungie podcasts ago.
I was 100% aware of the Shadow Realm.
No, you
and
weren't.
Reference. Maybe not, but still, now I am aware. Yeah!
Part of me
Alright,
wanted
so-
to dare you to do that voice the entire podcast, and part of me is like, nah, I will find a way to kill him through this podcast if he keeps doing that voice.
Life finds a way, Charlie. Life finds a way.
No,
Now I
no,
get it.
you don't get to mix those two. You don't. Jeff Goldblum is an absolute gift, and you do not get to mix him with William Shatner.
Who is a plague on humanity.
Yes.
That's not fair. I'm sure Shatner the person is fine. Star Trek, on the other.
Fine. But yeah.
All right. So nothing
132.
nothing happened this week. Absolutely nothing happened this week.
Fucking nothing came out. I didn't play anything.
We didn't do anything.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, literally nothing happened at all. Yeah.
Nothing ever happens in
Uh,
video games in December.
We'll just end the podcast here. Just end it right here. We're done. That's
Yep.
it.
So did you guys do anything this week?
I guess I'll kick it off here. So yes, I was not here last week. Girlfriend had an emergency, and she's all right. It's all good. But yeah, it was mainly it was a tooth pain thing. So, but she's doing all right.
You got some string in the door and close that door real quick?
Yeah, pretty much. But I had to do it quietly so we don't upset the neighbors. No noise.
I'm curious how many more years I can make jokes about doors and string and teeth before people start being like, no, what the fuck's a door?
Yeah. What is the door? But yeah, no, she's doing all right, which is nice. I'm glad. We are slowly starting to get stuff ready for obviously Christmas. I know that's kind of the big thing, and with the holidays and all. But yeah, other than that, I mean, she's doing all right. We're doing all right. On the gaming side of things, I actually finally bought. I don't think I ever told you guys because I didn't get a chance to announce it last week. But for Black Friday, I ended up buying a RX 580.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So explain why you went with the AMD over the NVIDIA.
NVIDIA costs too much, and the price is starting to spike back up, especially with the sales of the 2070s and 2080s not exactly doing too well. Also, hearing that the 2080 Ti is catching fire, literally.
Wait, what?
Oh, you ever heard that?
Yes. Amazing.
I have not heard about this, but that makes me very happy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the
Oh my
2080
gosh.
Ti's have been catching fire. Apparently.
Ooh, that's...
Hey, perfect for the winter season.
Yeah, if
They
you wanted
should have a special commercial just for the winter season. This will keep your room warmer than you might like.
As someone who's made many jokes over my life about heating a room with a graphics card or like with a PC setup, there's a Christmas ad in here where it's like chestnuts roasting over a flaming GPU board or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, some of these it's only I guess the TIs that are catching fire. But yeah, I've never been against AMD cards in general, especially considering they deliver some solid
So I asked
performance?
because I am looking into the market of not because I necessarily need to, but because now in theory a couple generations are winding down, which means hopefully stuff like the 1070s would be cheaper, but they're not right now. So I'm thinking about taking the swap to AMD because I've heard good things in the past, but I've never had an AMD card in the system.
So we'll go into it in the future, but there were some new specs recently released for some Ryzen and AMD stuff that is really fucking competitive. So, was it one of the ones they were talking about? They're going to release a card in their new next gen that, for example, would compete with the 1070 at half the price.
Sure.
Oh wow.
Or even compete with like the RX 2070, which is basically the 1080, at 250 as opposed to the $500 that those cards are selling for right now, if not more. So they've got some really good spec stuff coming out. We'll talk about it in a bit during the actual thing. I added it on the notes there, but yeah, they're looking like they're building a really competitive system. So I've never been shy or never shied away from AMD. One of my first video cards was an AMD card. I really appreciated it, but it also, you got to be careful what companies you buy AMD cards from, because Sapphire and XFX are usually the best ones to buy AMD architecture cards from. Some of the other ones are okay, but Sapphire is like the top tier of it, so to speak.
So it's not that I didn't believe you about the NVIDIA's catching fire, but I wanted to see what that fire looked like, and this isn't like some spark. This is like some fire damage on these cards, like
real fire.
Yeah, like real fire.
That's amazing. It's one thing, people joke about, oh yeah, so hot it caught fire. Nope, it sounds like this one literally actually caught fire.
Yeah.
So, I'm a fan of like I said, I've been a fan of AMD in the past, so I decided to go back Team Red for a while. And so far I like it. A lot of my games have been playing really well, and since it uses technically less power than my 780, which I upgraded from. I had a 780 GTX.
Sure.
Oh, that's what I have.
Yeah, it's a reasonable jump. It actually uses one power plug-in as opposed to the two 6-pin connectors, I believe. And it's working really well. WoW runs pretty nice. Obviously, WoW
runs great on anything. My phone can run WoW. I'm pretty sure.
WoW is meant to be that to run on
in raids. It's a whole nother monster, though.
I guess that's true. That's
I concede for now.
Yeah. I've been playing a couple other games. It's some Overwatch. I have it now running at ultra settings or epic settings on Overwatch, and it's running really nice. So I'm going to try a couple different games out and see how that goes. Obviously this doesn't really count because you can't really push graphics with it, but I was doing Guacamelee. I went back and played that for a bit.
On Ultra.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Ultra Guacamelee.
That's a wonderful game. That's a great game.
I played a good game.
I played through it on 2-player, and it was just super fun. It was really fun for us.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I have been playing that, and we play it on the PS4, but I also have it on PC, so I kind of want to progress on it on my own on PC. So I've been doing that. I haven't finished it yet, but I probably will pretty soon.
Translation: Alex's girlfriend is holding him back in gaming, and he wants to play for.
No. Do not put that juju on me. No, stop it.
Yeah, but, I played through it on stream with a friend. Definitely recommend playing that game 2-player.
But not the second one.
Have not played the second.
It's not as good as the first one. It doesn't feel as good.
Really, that's a little disappointing.
We talked about this many episodes ago.
I think we did, yeah. Yeah, it sounds awfully familiar. But so I was gonna play a couple different games here. I actually tried the Division. I went back and played that for a bit.
Why?
Just because I still had it on my PC before I uninstalled it finally. But
okay.
It does play pretty nice on some of these other games, so I'm looking forward to trying it out for a certain alpha that's out there right now.
Yeah.
I can't discuss details of it other than the alpha exists for said game, and I'm in it. Let's see, what else have I been up to? Oh yeah, so by the way, since I bought my RX 580, of all places, I actually bought it from Walmart.
Have you been following the controversy about the Walmart gaming PCs?
How their gaming PC is fucking shit tier? Yeah. Oh no, it's awful. I saw the Linus Tech review for it.
I am so surprised. This is my surprised face.
I just love
Walmart puts out absolute crap? Wow, I am shocked, I tell you.
Yeah, no, it was so it's a weird thing because apparently some of the stuff is like okay, like some of the parts are okay, but like they skimp out on a lot of stuff. Like the motherboard is pretty bad. They one of the ones that I saw, like, I guess they use a sample build or it was on Linus Tech Tips or whatever that channel. They had like a 1 stick of 16 gigs of RAM, which is terrible. You never want to run a single chip for your memory because you just gut your fucking memory total right there.
Hey, but there's 16 gigs. That's how RAM works, right?
Yeah. But you know what a lot of their money went into is the almost infinite amount of like different patterns for the fucking RGB on the case. It's ridiculous how many RGB options there are.
I'm sorry, if Razer's taught us nothing, that's what gamers care about.
Yep.
Right. That's
Yep. It reminds me of when I used to. All right, I worked for Circuit City for a while, and it was awful. And sold e-machines. E-machines sounds like e-machines. You know, the parts individually probably aren't bad, but the way that they're put together is absolutely awful. Like the e-machines, like the motherboards had like random bits of like soup, like hot glue drips on them, and random. I mean, those are just manufactured poorly, and that's what that reminds me of. What you're describing reminds me of e-machines.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. Like it's bad. Like granted, the 1070 Ti or whatever that comes in it is okay, but like, there's a lot of fault in the manufacturing.
Well, like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the parts aren't necessarily bad. Like, as much as PCs now are kind of like adult Legos in some ways, anyone with like anyone can put one together potentially.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it badly, you still do it badly, and like, like a NVIDIA 1080 graphics card is for the most part NVIDIA 1080 graphics card, regardless of where you buy it. As long as it really is, it's when it's a NVIDIA you have to worry or something like that, or it's installed upside down.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because in the video that I saw that they did, I guess in the manufacturer they even forgot to plug in the pin connector to the video card. So as soon as they plugged it in, technically it was already a bust.
Sure.
Because you had to open it up to plug in the fucking video card cable.
So my work uses a company to provide us with computers that ships the graphics card separate from the computer. Like
that sounds like a great idea. Actually,
it's not a bad idea because it stops them from getting broken, I guess. But at the same time, I fall into a weird situation of, as the only person in the office feels comfortable seating RAM and seating graphics cards, it's like, when the fuck did I become IT? This isn't hard. We're worried about breaking it. Yeah, I'm worried about doing that too, but you're not going to.
Yeah, it goes with, if you are just, in general, among your friends or family, known as a guy who can do anything with computers, it's the assumption that you can do literally anything with computers.
Yeah.
It's like you become instantly the IT guy. You end up learning about IT, even though you never intended to, just because everybody keeps asking you for that stuff.
Yeah.
That is 100% accurate as an IT guy. That is 100% to the letter accurate as fuck.
Alex used to be a painter, but he knew stuff about computers, and he wound up in IT.
Yeah, I was doing pottery, and that was my passion, and then I fixed a VCR at the office, and now I'm the computer guy.
Yep.
So, goddamn poor.
One day I'll go back to doing my pottery, but until then, this is where I'm at. But yeah, I got myself a nice video card, so that'll last me for a while. I bought Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood expansion.
Ooh.
So I've been having fun playing that a little bit.
Got that Gunblade?
That won't be for the new expansion. That's supposed to be Shadowbringers.
Oh,
I think, yeah. So
I thought they showed that off in the. Oh yeah, you're right. That's
they did.
Sorry, Shadowbringers the next one. I thought you were in that one already.
Yeah, no, that doesn't come out till I think mid 2019, which I will probably be playing. But I've been enjoying myself on Final Fantasy 14 as well. Obviously, like, you know, I play a little bit of WoW because there's some stuff I'm catching up on for WoW. But other than that, like, I've been enjoying my time in Final Fantasy 14 a bit. So I'm double dipping on the MMO market. Right now I'm playing a ninja. But that's the thing about it. You can change your class by just changing.
We mention this every time we bring up the stamp game.
Yeah, I know. It's a stupid nice feature. I don't know why, but I like it. Like, it's such a I'm not gonna bring it up because I already know I said this line before.
It is unique among MMORPGs. The ability to change your class, that's very unique. Or to do anything that's even close to changing your class, that is.
Yeah, I'm also slightly terrified of the idea of having to grind up all these classes now.
Well, you don't have to. It's an option. it gives you something to do when you get to the end game, hypothetically.
Yeah, and I think I already mentioned, but like they go pretty in depth with even the crafting professions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
too,
it's the Warframe effect. You're going to have your favorite kind of classes to play, but you can keep doing everything to have a sense of progression for many years to come.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. It's nice to go to the subreddit sometimes and read people posting like, "I did it, boys," and like they post a screenshot of all the classes leveled up to 70 with all decent gear. I'm like,
wow.
oh boy. Yeah, like that's a thing.
There's better things to do with your time. I love video games. I'm kind of all about video games, but I recognize that seems a little far.
It's out there for sure. But other than that, I mean, it's been an okay day, or okay 2 weeks rather. I guess I have to give a 2 week report technically. But I'll be playing a couple different games just because like WoW has kind of I've waned my interest on WoW.
It's almost like this expansion was a longtime fan killer or something, and is having rippling effects across the WoW landscape in a non-hyperbolic way, according to the internet at large, and not just this podcast.
Is it the gamers that are wrong? No, it's the gamers. Or no, is it I who's wrong? No, it's the gamers who are out of touch. Thank you, Principal Skinner Blizzard.
It's something I passively follow, along with trying to follow, I guess, the story of this expansion. And what they're doing with this expansion, I first had to adjust to the fact they rewrote the entire Forsaken storyline since I stopped playing last time. And now what it is, I'm like, nah, the Forsaken are evil. We just haven't fessed up to it yet.
Oh yeah, it's very much shaping up to her to become Garage 2.0.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I'll be trying out a couple different games here and there. Also going to try, what is it called? Dauntless. Give that another go. Because it's technically free to play, so I can just fuck around with that. Not have to worry about it. Dauntless is free to play.
Huh.
So I was actually looking into it recently, and they use the same system as Fortnite, where you can pay to unlock like a premium unlock path, like their season pass, or you can just do the free to play stuff.
I paid money for that game a long time ago, but that was also to get into like the early beta or something, and I've not been back in a while. But maybe it's time.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out again just because I was looking at it recently. But yeah, it is free to play. There is a Founders Pack where you unlock skin stuff.
Yes, I have the Founders Pack.
Yeah, that's what they have, but that's pretty much, as far as I know, that's what I was looking at. So. I'll report back next week.
It might be time to go back to Dauntless for a couple days. I have not played that game in a very long time, and was reminded it existed a couple days ago.
So yeah, I got it patched not too long ago. So I'll report back my findings and see how it goes.
Sure.
So, but yeah, other than that, that's it for me.
All right. Guess I'll go next. I tried to play Destiny 2's DLC expansion, whatever the hell the right phrase is, the first of the annual pass, the Black Armory. I am way too low a level to do anything with it, turns out. Which initially people were pissed off about, and I'm like, no, I'm okay with this. I haven't been playing this game for almost a month.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it should be. But I also played that closed alpha that Alex was alluding to. It is indeed the Anthem alpha that's been all over the internet, and this is not a violation of the NDA, but that thing was definitely an alpha in a good way. In a very good way. It was definitely an alpha, which is nice to see an alpha again.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, as opposed to like, yo, we're gonna show the internet the alpha. Don't do that. Don't. I miss real alphas. I miss what that used to mean. I enjoyed the fact that it's like, no, this is a fucking alpha. We do not want the world to see this.
Yeah.
At the same time,
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm excited for January where the public beta happens, so we can actually talk about that game, because that I can't say anymore. Can't wait for January.
Yes.
Yeah, but probably the most surprising thing I did this week is I played Smash Ultimate.
Oh, wow.
Let's clear up a couple misconceptions quickly. I do not hate Super Smash Brothers.
All right, he's going to talk about how much he hates Smash Brothers now. Brace yourself, boys.
I hate the FGC part of Smash Brothers, and even them I kind of feel bad for with Ultimate. So the Smash part of Ultimate, I think, is okay and fine. Kind of. Like, they fixed Samus. Samus feels like she did back in Melee again. Maybe she's felt like that for a couple iterations. I don't know. I think it was in the Wii version, which was Brawl. She felt slow and clunky, which I hated. But, yeah, the new characters are fun. There's lots of new skins. The music is great. There's like a fuck ton of maps, which is great. Stages, the fighting game, Charlie. They're called stages, except it's not a fighting game. It's a party game. God, it's fine. The traditional Super Smash Brothers part of Smash Brothers Ultimate is great. Fuck Spirit Mode. Fuck that single player story thing they put in that game. Fuck the unlocking for that game. Fuck everything about that mode. So when you launch up the game, you launch with, I think it's literally just the original cast of characters from the first Smash Brothers for all modes. Except Spirit Mode, where you get to play as fucking Kirby. And I'm lucky I'm okay as Kirby, or I would be a lot angrier at this mode. And I'm already pretty fucking angry at this mode. So, through Spirit Mode, you play a bunch of, like, challenge things. I guess, like, to liken it back to the last game I played, a lot of Melee had, like, a challenge ladder of, like, increasingly bizarre and difficult and annoying things you could do in the game that sometimes let you play wherever the hell you wanted, and sometimes forced you to play. It was kind of a bad mode, but it extended the single-player aspects of Smash in meaningful ways. And then, third one, Brawl, had that really cool story mode. This attempts to do a hybrid of both of those, except the matches for this thing fucking suck. Like, so many of the matches are just total bullshit. I don't know when Super Smash Bros. Added this, but there's now like a health bar mode that they keep going back to in the Spirit Mode, and it sucks! The point of that game is to knock people off ledges, not beat on them till their health bar reaches 0, unless they're Master Hand or Crazy Hand.
So, what I'm hearing is Smash Brothers is now carrying the FGC.
I'd be all for, like, this is a great game in some ways if, like, the entire roster came unlocked in normal Smash mode, but it doesn't. You have to go through a kind of convoluted unlocking process that there are way too many videos online talking about how to power unlock things. Like, it is, like, on one hand, I get it. You want people to play the game. On the other hand, no one wants to, like, just give them the option to unlock everything in versus mode. It's all most people want. Don't make them go through the kind of convoluted unlocking system, or worse, play the Spirit Mode. I'm really mad at the Spirit Mode because there's a kind of point where you branch off into one of 3 paths, and the path I took had nothing but characters I want nothing to play with as unlocks for it, so I'm still fucking playing as Kirby, and I hate it! Like, I don't have Samus, I don't have Link unlocked in that mode, I don't have anyone I want to play as. And I'm not talking like, oh, I'm not unlocking characters. No, I'm unlocking like fucking Pac-Man and Pichu. Not even Pikachu. The version of Pikachu that damages itself when it fucking attacks.
Yeah, it sounds like a Smash.
Yeah, and it's weird because I think the unlocking system for this is like a dirty thing to do to fans of this franchise who like.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I want to play as Incineroar. That character looks cool as shit. I have not gotten a chance to yet, and based on my involvement with that game so far, I might never, because I am so close to calling it quits in Spirit Mode, because fuck that mode so hard. Like, and then your alternatives for unlocking stuff are, like, do these weird bullshit workarounds, which, fine, but also, like, so many people just want to play the versus mode for this. I am one of those people, and I can't. Because I'm stuck unlocking fucking everyone. And there's 150 some odd characters or something, 130 something. Like, yeah, the bullshit ways you can do it work, but just go fucking do Spirit Mode. It'll take you about as long, but it will be way more annoying. But there's like a currency, and there's like these spirits you unlock that I don't quite get, and I don't want to get, but like, they're really important in Spirit Mode because they modify certain parts of the game. Like, I am collecting spirits to negate bullshit in matches in that thing. Like, the floor is lava. I have a spirit that makes it so I'm immune to floor is lava effects. And I'm like, oh, great. I have to have a thing equipped to negate this bullshit. Yay.
Yeah, it looks like... Alright, so I'm looking at the roster. It looks like there's about 80 characters, and most of them you have to unlock.
Oh, there's more than that. There's way more than that.
I have to say, yeah, I do not like fighting games that make you unlock characters. It's dumb. There's no really good reason for it, other than just to make you play it over and over again, which, why? Yeah. Why? There's literally no good reason for it. Every other fighting game that I've ever played doesn't pull that. Tekken does, but Tekken's also garbage. Fight me. I don't like Tekken. But,
all right, it's 69. You're right. No, it'll be 70 when Piranha Plant comes out. Yeah, it was just the Echo characters you had to unlock, fine. Like, if the spirit mode was there to unlock, like, music and stages, fine. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you've put characters behind either a bad mode or a convoluted mode, or just power grinding the run, like the arcade mode, air quotations on that one mode, to unlock stuff, like, and it just sucks, and I feel genuinely bad for, like, big fans of this franchise. Like, it's I want to play this game, but good lord, does this game make me not want to play it? And I understand it's like, oh, try out some other characters, but at the same time, no, I want to play characters I think are cool. Like, give me Bowser, give me... Oh, so here's the better part. If you unlock characters in the other modes except Spirit Mode, those characters still aren't playable in Spirit Mode.
Great!
What?
So
that's so dumb.
Yeah.
So double unlock. That's even worse.
So
what are they thinking? Ha ha ha. I'd never like these Smash Brothers
and this is
franchise
even weirder.
anywhere.
Spirit Mode is full of great matches where it's like characters with infinite super and you're super light, so like they can power blast you into orbit super easy. And then you're playing against a character that's got really good super range. Like I played this Incineroar match where you are super light, meaning like anything can slam you into the surface, and it fucking has infinite super, and Incineroar super is really good and cool, but also after 10 times of insta-failing that fight, I just said, fuck it, I'm out. Like, I do not get Spirit Mode. It's not too hard, it's just not fun. But I'm playing it to unlock shit, but I've also, like, I literally picked the wrong path. I went left when I should have gone straight or right, I think, and I've unlocked nothing but characters I want nothing to do with. And also, like, that game on just normal Switch controls is bad. I've been playing on, like, my Pro Controller or something, it's better, but, like, I genuinely thought about buying a GameCube controller the other day, because even the Pro Controller's not great, and the fact that I'm thinking about buying a controller specifically for a game I am this angry at pisses me the fuck off.
But tell us how you really feel.
I wanted to like this one. Like, I don't hate Smash games. I don't like the FGC that they have around them. Like, okay, I'm not saying I'm gonna hate myself for saying in a couple days, I think. Like, I understand now why Melee people exist. Like, the idea of, nah, we just want games to play like Melee, I kind of fucking get and sympathize with, because if this is the bullshit all Smash fans have gone through since Melee, I get it finally. Like, if it was, we just want the straightforward game that's fun to play, yeah, I get it now. I don't want to play this crazy story mode to unlock everything either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I remember liking the story mode for Brawl. Like, it was like the end of the world mode, whatever it's called. Like, it had cutscenes and shit and was cool. This is just like a Mario, like, this is like Mario Party and Smash were in a train wreck, and they put a third train out of the parts that weren't broken from the other two trains, but it was like, turned out to be a rickshaw by accident. You're like, well, this isn't what we wanted, but it's kind of a mode of transportation. Yeah, I feel bad for Smash fans. Like, and here's the weird part. The Smash part is good. The fighting is good. The items are fun. The fighting feels good again, in my opinion. But, like, what the fuck do I know at this point either? It's, like, the rest of the game is kind of bullshit I feel bad for them for. Like, it's the... it's like, are you a Smash fan? Yeah, maybe don't buy this game actually, but be prepared to go through a weird amount of stuff to unlock characters. Like, is it fun? Not really.
So, just to kind of throw this out there, this mechanic of unlocking characters is not new for Smash.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah.
So, Smash players, people who play Smash Brothers know what they're into what they're going to get in the beginning.
No, yeah.
This is not some sort of surprise.
No, and I've played the unlocking modes in previous games, and I guess like the Spirit mode is worse than previous iterations. Like I said, like the one from Brawl, that cosmic battle thing where you like play through and got teams of 3, that was fun. This is not. Mm-hmm. Like, there have been versions of this unlocking storyline that have been fun. This is not one of them. Like, and maybe I'm kind of like, I haven't played Smash in a long time kind of thing. Maybe I'm bad at the game and that's the problem. But, like, some of the matches it throws you into are just bullshit. Like, you could fix a lot of my issues with this game of, like, turn off 1 or 2 of the conditions and just make it so ring-outs mattered. And, like, let me pick from the original roster of characters. Don't constrain me to just Kirby and whoever the fuck I've unlocked. Like, I literally, like, if I unlock the character I like playing as, I might be having more fun, but I haven't because I went left. And, like, is that kind of a get goods Johns moment? Yeah. But also, I went left and I'm still playing as the starting character because I get to unlock anyone I'd rather play as. I've tried everyone I've played as. Pac-Man was kind of fun, except Kirby was better in my opinion. Like, I don't like playing as Kirby. I think Kirby's kind of a boring character. Like, I can't play as any of the characters I want to in Ultimate, or any of the characters historically have been in the game I want to play as.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking like, it's like, okay, fine, you have to unlock Incineroar, fine. Let me play as Samus, let me play as Link even. Fuck, you have to unlock Mario in that mode. You unlock him really early, but he's still not something you can play as by default.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that Spirit, like, the jokes of Sakurai as a giant Kirby fanboy, like, I fucking get them now. Like,
Have you seen, by the way, some of the, like, there's a video out there that has all the Smash, or the final Smash abilities. Have you seen how stupid good King Dedede's fucking Smash ability is now? Yeah. It looks fucking great! Yeah. So it just further adds to the whole, he's a big fucking fanboy for Kirby.
Yeah,
that's his baby.
Fucking play as Dedede. I have no heavy characters. I like heavy characters in Smash. I have not unlocked any yet.
Yeah.
Like, give me Bowser. Give me Dedede. Like, I got Donkey Kong finally. I'm like, yes! I'm playing as him some, I guess. But, like, it's like, I'm playing through a mode with no characters I want to keep playing as because I'm playing that mode, and in my mind, it's the most effective way to unlock characters, which sucks.
Yeah.
Like, the other alternative is either play through the arcade mode a bunch, or do, like, 1-minute fucking matches where you don't care. It's about getting inputs into the game to rack up enough time to unlock something, quit the game, go back in. Like, that's the bullshit strategy if you unlock stuff the other way, and it's dumb. Like, this is bad enough that you said, like, for $2, we'll unlock all the characters in Smash. I might do it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's typical Smash. It sounds like Smash Brothers.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, it's the Smash fans are expecting this. At the same time, like, I think they deserve better, and this, like, 20-hour Spirit mode to unlock everything, unlock all the characters, feels like a rub. And as someone who has not played a Smash game seriously since, Brawl was the third one, coming back to Smash, looking for an excuse to own a Switch, and getting this and being, like, actively off-put by it, it's not a great look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, like, on top of that, like, okay, how do you do a tournament for this? Like, is some guy now responsible for bringing their fully unlocked version of Smash to tournaments? Because that's how this works right now.
Yeah, That's how it's been. I mean, you have to do the same thing. That's how it's always been. Yeah, that's never been anything new.
Fair.
I mean, you had drama happen, like, before with some people who would talk about how they couldn't get what was it? They couldn't get Shumagarath and Marvel because you had to pay for the DLC to unlock it, and one of the guys who was competing was a known Shumagarath player. So yeah, when they host tournaments, they know, unfortunately, that this is very much a thing.
Fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It just sounds like another Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of this series myself, and I just watch it and just kind of laugh when I see, people kind of either getting super happy or losing it over whatever Smash does.
Yeah, the Smash community deserves better than this game in some ways, which is weird to say because parts of this game are great. The actual Smash part of this game is as good, if not better, than it's always been. The inclusion of the Super Meter is a cool, fun mechanic that the game should have had since Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, like, if you're like me and have not played a lot of Smash games in the last decade or so, and you come back to Smash, like, okay, this is the one I'm going to play again, this is not... It's weird. It's not a bad game, but like if you were asking to, I'd be like, it's a 3 out of 5 game. Why? The fighting's great. Spirit mode is that much bullshit. And I get, like, it's the Smash, it's like, oh, you're being too hard. I'm like, no, you're just used to this, and this is what you want. The rest of us out in, like, the normal game, the non-Smash gaming community will not stand for this. This is some bullshit. This is some bad game design, even. Like, this is a choice someone made. It is a bad choice. Oh, but it's what we wanted. That's great. 3 out of 5 still. Yeah, I can imagine the reviews for this game are all fucking over the board, and a lot of them hinge on Spirit mode. And you're not wrong. Like, it's this is what Smash fans want. That's great. I'm sure they're happy, or some version of happy. But I also watched some streams of Smash fans, like the night that game came out, being like, well, we're unlocking stuff. This kind of sucks.
The fact that you have to double unlock is just...
Oh, no, so if you unlock stuff in Spirit mode, it unlocks everywhere, but like it's not back and forth. It's the Spirit, it's the air quotations, Spirit mode is the correct way to unlock stuff in this game. There are other ways, and here's the issue. I can imagine Nintendo patching out the current quick way of unlocking stuff because it technically is an exploit. Yeah, it's like you are supposed to either play a shit ton of arcade or through all of Spirit mode to unlock all the characters. That's not debatable. That is a fact. I can see also the target mode, whatever it's called. Like that is the correct way to play this game.
That just seems dumb.
Honestly, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? You get people used to something, and if people never say, no, this is what we don't want, I mean, this is a larger issue I think in video games in general, in that if you just keep throwing money at them, they're not going to change.
Yeah. No,
people keep throwing money at these companies, and then you're surprised when they don't change. I mean, if you want a company to change, you tell them, we're not going to buy your things.
Yeah, and those easy
but
ways...
I've never... But this is one of many times I've never seen any single time a complaint has come up about a video game, major one, even major ones, they still buy it. And so that tells the company, we don't have to listen to you. You're going to give us your money anyways. Why should we bother listening to you? If you don't vote with your money, then you'll never get any changes. So, I mean, that's all I have to say to people who are unhappy with the video games they get. Stop handing money over to people if they aren't giving you what you really want.
Yeah.
Don't hand them money and then say, do what I want. Demand it first.
I know.
Or else you'll literally never get what you want.
There's a very decent chance this is the last Smash game I will ever buy, unless I have some weird coming around the corner moment, because it's I'm enjoying a quarter of this game. The remaining 3/4, which are the Spirit mode for me, that's my bit. Again, it's I come back to there's even ways I can think up to fix Spirit mode that maybe they should have fucking done, because my biggest issue with Spirit mode is I have no characters I want to play. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's you want people to play your dumb game, then let them do what they want in your dumb game.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, that doesn't seem like a difficult concept to me. It's if you want people to actually play a game, you got to give them a character they want to play. That's why so many games offer like character editing, some sort of character editing, whether it is just the face or it's the entire body, because people want to play as who they want to play as. They don't like. I have despised any game that makes me have to unlock characters that I want to play. I don't play any fighting games that have ever required unlocking characters. I just don't, practically on principle.
Yeah,
because it's I don't see the purpose for it.
Mm-hmm.
I literally don't see any purpose for it. There's none. I'm actually thinking pretty hard about this as a person that is actually a game dev, and I can't think of any good reason to do that. I mean, yeah, lengthen the amount of time they spend on it. They're going to spend it's not like that makes you more money if they spend more time on the game. It's just really, that's the worst sort of artificially extending gameplay time I can imagine. Is just, you have to get to what you actually want to do. You have to just grit and bear it through the rest of the game.
Perfect word for it. I was looking it up quickly. This game feels like if someone said, "Hey, we're releasing Mortal Kombat, except you can only play as Melina, like Kintaro, or Rain as the characters initially, and you have to unlock everyone else. And Scorpion and Sub-Zero may or may not be in the game, or they're like the last characters to unlock."
Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like. I mean, that's the thing. It's like there again, it just comes up. Whatever, if you just keep giving them money and telling them, "I don't mind what you're doing," they're just going to keep doing it until you tell them, "No, I don't want that anymore." So it's just kind of, it's the thing. But yeah, I mean, if you want things to change, you tell them. Then you say, "I'm not giving you money for this thing until you change."
Yeah.
And to that I say, good fucking luck when it comes to Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I like, to your point, if this is what Smash fans want, I'm sure Smash fans are very happy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you as a community deserve better than this, because like, if this is what you want, someone has pulled some like Lovecraftian monkey's paw.
You're getting gaslighted hardcore. Yeah, like you're getting gaslighted hardcore.
Yeah, like, it's
seriously.
Like, there is a Smash Ultimate Arcade Edition coming at some point that's like, and everyone's unlocked from the get-go, and like half the year are going to be like, "Oh, I could never unlock these 9 characters. Guess I'll just buy that."
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Or you could, play a real fighting game.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers is a real fighting game. It's carrying the FGC now.
Is it?
Just saying.
Yeah. Only
because Street Fighter is just garbage now, really. And Dragon Ball Fighters is a legitimately good game.
Confirmed for carrying the FGC. It's amazing that like Street Fighter is honestly, it's laughable at this point. And so was Marvel, and you have the games that are usually like the openers and not the the end cards, if you will.
Bring back KI, that's all I'm gonna say.
Tekken is carrying, Dragon Ball Fighter Z is carrying, and now Smash. I hate to say it, but like, and we have news later on about Street Fighter, and it's just not helping its fucking cause. Yeah, I'm sorry, but
yeah, no. On that note, we should move on. I've gotten my kind of poison out on Ultimate at this point. I went into a lot more. I had more feelings on that than I realized I had, I guess. Yeah. I'm still playing Red Dead because I want to see that ending, but holy shit, do I not want to be playing Red Dead Redemption anymore. Like, it's the Game Awards, which we're going to talk about later, and other podcasts where people talk about how, like, oh, I'm 10 hours into Red Dead and I'm loving it, and I'm like, yeah, 10 hours, I thought that game was fucking amazing too. I've come around a corner where I think I'm like, until you're in chapter 5 or later in that game, you don't get to have judgment about Red Dead Redemption. Like, until you are 30 hours into that game, I don't think you should be allowed to have an opinion about that game anymore. Because the point I'm at in that game, I just got done doing some stuff where I'm like, why the fuck did I just spend 4 hours doing this? Why? Why is this segment here? You could cut this entire fucking chapter and probably like 10 fucking hours of my life out of this, and the story would be the same, and that angers me. Yeah, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm going to finish that game because I will not let it win. I've reached that point where I'm just like, fuck it, we're seeing the end. Let's do this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We're going the distance.
We're going for speed?
What have you been up to, Henry?
Not a whole lot, really. I mean, I've kind of held off on playing some games and doing some things simply because of what we're actually going to be talking about later on. But
you were a professional and spent the time doing the research.
Yeah, I have like a couple of pages of notes here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been up to much this week. Binge watching Legion. That's pretty much it.
Fair. News time?
Yeah, I think it's time.
All right. Alex,
Yes.
it's news time.
Oh, I can do it again? I'm allowed to?
Yes.
Yeah!
When did I ban you from doing this? No,
No,
too far. Back on the ban list. When did I ban that?
I felt like you banned me a while ago from doing. Maybe it was MXO.
I feel like
don't
I
know,
claimed that seems like something I'd have banned and you didn't listen to.
Yeah, that one I won't listen to.
First off this week, NVIDIA, the makers of a flaming video card, have unveiled the Titan RTX for $2,500. I, for one, fucking love this because I love Titan X people. It's like, I got Titan X, I spent too much money on a graphics card, but it's awesome!
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Got that gold on it. I'm sure the Titan X will be a stupid powerful graphics card that costs too much goddamn fucking money that almost none of us will have a utilization for, but, you know, you can sit around in chat rooms going, well, on my Titan X, it really looks quite damn cool. Sorry, Titan RTX, my bad. It's 3 letters now, not just Titan X.
Titan RTX. Yeah.
You're paying for those 2 extra letters. THQ Nordic has acquired the Carmageddon IP, and given their track record, that means a new Carmageddon is coming.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I like that was the hype for it. That was it.
I enjoy the fact that Nordic has become this weird company that, like, they buy IPs that, like, you're like, man, it'd be so cool if a new Carmageddon happened. And then THQ Nordic's like, we bought the IP, and you're like, oh, I guess we're actually getting a new Carmageddon. Like, I fear it'll be like the Darksiders, where I'm like, yeah, new Darksiders. Darksiders comes out. Oh, we have new Darksiders now. This is not as good as I thought the other ones were. Oh well. My memories. We talked about this some last week, but 2 Milli is officially suing Fortnite over that stolen dance.
I saw that. Hilarious.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with it. And I'll tell you why. So, I think it's all right, so that's kind of his branding. And the fact that, but it's not that they're using it, it's the fact that you have to pay for it. So that's paid content. So they are paying for something that is his product. Feels different than if you think about, World of Warcraft emotes. A lot of them were dances of kind of famous people. A lot of them. Those were free though. Those are all free. All those emotes. I mean, they're famous. Parodies or homages to like famous dances. I mean, there's like. I remember one did like the Napoleon Dynamite dance, but the difference being that you didn't have to pay for those. And this one that 2 Milli is suing for, it's a paid emote. So Fortnite has made a certain amount of money. No telling how much. It's probably in the court documents, but made a good sum of money over
money has been
what
made.
Is it, over ostensibly what is his product. So I am actually pretty happy that he's going through with it, because this is an important thing. They shouldn't just be allowed to just take whatever they want from you and monetize it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to use it and give you some promo, but it's another thing to monetize it. And that's where they screwed up. They shouldn't. They should have made it a free emote. They shouldn't have monetized it.
I would say just pay people for their IP. Like that's maybe the simpler approach.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Pay people for their shit. It's a novel concept.
Well, so I guess while we're on this topic and also kind of indirectly talking about Epic Games, the Epic Games Store has launched, and they are very intent on paying people for their shit, as we were just saying, where the revenue split for that, unlike other platforms, is going to be 88-12.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Is fucking phenomenal.
So the typical one has been 70-30, which for a long time the argument was it cost this much for hosting and distribution, et cetera, and so the interesting part of this is Epic got out there and talked about how kind of hosting fees, this is based off the hosting fees for Fortnite, a game that is perpetually kind of patching and being downloaded and uploaded and stuff. So an indie title that maybe patches once or twice a year potentially probably shouldn't be getting screwed out of that much money, or they should not be held responsible for the amount of money that like a Fortnite needs to keep going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. Have you actually checked out the Epic Store yet?
Yeah. I mean, it's small and it looks very. They're definitely gonna have to work on organizing it a lot better.
Yeah. So the official kind of release from them is, for the time being, it's just a curated kind of hand-picked set of games coming to the Epic's Game Store, and in the future they will open it up to submissions and stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it looks like right now. But, yeah. I mean, I'd love to finally see somebody take on Steam. They've had a monopoly on it for so fucking long that they've refused to innovate.
Yeah.
Like that's unfortunately that's what it's become. There's a reason the fucking joke about Steam is they can't count to 3 and their support system is non-existent.
Yeah.
Like that, there's a reason people say that shit, and it's because their support system is almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I kind of understand why that is. Steam its growth is just beyond. I can't believe how big it got. Like just how massive it is. So it's kind of like, I think they're just going through another level of growing pain in a certain sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so and to kind of add further incentive in some ways, if you are releasing an Epic game engine, Epic Unreal Engine, so that's the one I was looking for. On most platforms, you have to pay a licensing fee for it. If you're released on Epic's platform, there is no licensing fee.
Yeah. That's another big draw.
Yeah.
Get people to make more stuff on there. And I mean, like, let's be honest, Fortnite is shitting money left and right.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid. Like, the fact that it's so popular, like, even in the mainstream now, like, you hear it brought up. Like, I saw some newscasters doing the fucking Fortnite dances recently, which also...
To be fair, those Fortnite dances come from real people.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, like, the fact that they're like, oh, yeah, it's fine, my kids thought on Fortnite, and then you have some, like, 50-year-old dude who's trying to do the freaking L dance thing, and it's just like, oh, God.
Does that mean Fortnite's officially dead if newscasters are doing it?
Yeah. No. I mean, yes, sure, but they're still making money hand over fist, man.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yes.
On kind of in a weird transition, we're going to jump to Steam for a quick kind of weird news update. Remember a couple months back when Steam announced we're going to be cool with every game you put on here?
Yeah.
That was a lie. And
of course.
Not a lie I necessarily disagree with in this case, because Steam is now banning... Well, they allowed the sexy games on there. The porn games are now allowed on Steam in an official capacity. And now Steam is backing that back a little bit, being like, okay, we're cool with porn games, just not with ones featuring young-looking characters. You know, the lolly stuff. Which, yeah, I can't disagree with them on this one.
So, well, if you go to the article, though, there is an addendum, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, alright, so the addendum is that Cross Labs developers say that, essentially, there's specifically points in the story itself that demonstrate the characters are over 18.
No, and that's kind of always that's been the crux of this conversation for a long ass time.
Yeah. And so, and that's, I can kind of understand both points of view.
The article we also are pulling this from talks about how this is not necessarily an equal across the board ban, like other.
Yeah.
There's specific games called out in this we're not going to mention here, but like it's not an even every game that features the same stuff is getting tagged. Yeah. You're now touching on an even weirder topic of like the hentai market that I am not in any way, shape, or form equipped to go into the nuances or details of, that like has always been skirted by it's drawings and we're saying they're 18, so it's fine. But it's Steam's platform. Steam gets to make the rules, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if you, and the thing is, because it's their platform, they can literally make up any rules they want. They can make up a new rule that says, you can't have a game on Steam unless you have the word yellow in your game name.
Yep.
And then and it's just like, well, that's their new rule, and if you don't like it, too bad. So yeah, they get to do whatever they want with their platform. If tomorrow they decide that you have to eat bacon before you can play on Steam, put a game on Steam, then that's the new rule. So you just gotta have to live with it.
I would
and if
not
you don't
object
like
to
it,
that rule. I would.
Can I just say I love the idea that like in this podcast tonight we said hentai games. This just makes me so happy.
That's a real genre. You do know that, right?
I know it's a real genre, but I never thought we would be discussing.
We've talked about hentai before on this podcast, like.
And well, the thing is,
Fuck,
we
have listener mail that mentions hentai this week.
The problem, the problem with Steam is that they obviously had kind of stumbled over the idea that they should have been censoring content on their own platform, probably already for a long time anyways, and they didn't have, whether the staffing or the processes or the tools to do so.
Or the will to even. Like, you have to be willing to do it in the first place.
And so they got kind of basically got flustered and did a massive, and it's been covered, the massive ban of many games, and then they end up rescinding most of those, but they're just like, uh-oh, kind of like what Tumblr's doing right now. I mean, if you've heard anything about that. But Steam is just going through, they went through and just kind of banned everybody, and then they kind of let everybody kind of respond and undid a certain amount of those bans, but they should have had something in place for this in the first place, made everything very clear, but, and this is just the sort of backlash they're getting for not having good enough guidelines in the first place,
and
not good enough processes for any of this stuff. I mean, and yeah, it's I mean, because now, I mean, some of the games that were kind of bans have been lifted. I mean, I've just noticed like games that in my own collection that like I have one by I have a visual novel by Christine Love. I have actually a couple of visual novels by Christine Love on my Steam account, and one of them's pretty graphic, and it's all adult. It's all like consenting adults. It's obviously adult. That is, they're drawn like adults. And so that one was clearer. And so that one managed, to pass by the content issue. But that's the thing. It's like they just didn't have this up in the first place clearly, nor did they have the proper procedures in place to deal with this stuff. So that's what we're seeing now. We're just seeing Steam actually putting in place things that they should have had in the first place. And it's going to be a bit of a snafu. You're going to get stuff caught in it that's not supposed to be. It like I said, it's an overreaction from not having been ready for this in the first place when they should have been.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's also it's a test of, it's one thing to say we're going to host every game, and then to realize what the kind of implications of that mean in certain categories. And we are not going to go into the depth of this topic is a much larger topic on the internet as a whole because it's a complicated one. It's the I'll say it again. Like, we are not prepared or the right people to talk about kind of the younger but 18 aspects of that part of the culture, kind of thing. Like, it's its own thing, and
and so that's why I'm really talking more about where Steam is in the perspective of Steam and what they should and what their responsibilities should and shouldn't be.
Yeah. And what they're doing is kind of a lot of other organizations. Like, this is not a unique reaction to Steam, which is no, this is too complicated a topic for us to be involved in it. No! Like,
they should have just been doing it in the first place. Yeah. They should have had something in place in the first place. That's really what it comes down to. It's just a major overreaction in their attempts to add nuance after basically overreacting because they didn't have something in place to begin with.
Yeah,
they should just clearly had something in place to begin with. Like you said, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, we'll host anything. Well, we want to be, have that sense of freedom to a certain extent, but it's like you don't really want that on your platform necessarily. And a lot of the platforms in general have been learning that in the past 5 or 6 years. It seems like internet platforms in general that they may actually want to consider their content and consider what they will allow on their platform.
Yeah.
I mean, they were always going to have to do that. It was kind of pie in the sky, idealistic thinking that they could just sort of let things be whatever. I mean, are they not familiar with the internet?
Yeah, and
I mean, just come on.
We are increasingly in an age of people that should know what the internet is, not knowing what the reality is. Like, oh, no one would post weird shit on Tumblr. I'm sorry, do you know what the point of Tumblr is? Where you post weird shit.
Yeah, well, that's what it became, and then finally, just with all the issues, it's like they're trying to do something they should have done in the first place, and of course, it's super heavy-handed because they didn't, and they have to overreact.
I really enjoyed kind of the ripple effect from Tumblr with a bunch. It like on one hand it fucking sucks. On the other hand, it's a beautiful wake up call for lots of tech companies out there about what that like copyright claim thing that's coming in the EU is going to be like. Where it's like, oh no, this is bad. It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it is definitely a part of a larger conversation about just the internet. But yeah.
So
Steam. Well, welcome to having to grow up, Steam.
Yeah. Welcome to the internet.
Yeah, welcome to Nuance.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of welcome to Nuance, do you guys want to talk about Bethesda or Street Fighter next?
Let's do Street Fighter since we shit on them recently, and I want to shit on them.
Sure. So Street Fighter recently got out there and announced that they are putting in-game ads. It's not quite clear what the nature of this ads are going to be, and players can block them. But if you have the ads running, you will get more fight money.
I just want more. I just want the ads to like literally be all over their uniform, their skin. Like
that's what it's gonna be.
Really, it's gonna be like.
Have you not seen the screenshots on that?
Like Ken running around with a Kraft macaroni and cheese on his back.
Yeah, it would be like the sample
That's
they have
amazing.
Has Ryu and has Ryu with like the Capcom Cup World Tour logo on his fist, which means the logos would be on his outfit. It's not just playing in the background.
That's amazing.
It's on his outfit,
hilarious.
Like a fucking NASCAR guy.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
I'm kind of all about this in a weird way.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, like it's on one hand, this is super shitty. On the other hand, I kind of love it.
It's just I'm finding it absolutely
especially because
I think it's amazing.
This opens up a dark world where it's like, okay, does that mean like pro gaming teams are going to have team-specific skins they have to use at tournaments? Like, is it possible that Street Fighter tournaments at EVO will suddenly become like a beautiful NASCAR menagerie of, oh, we got to use these skins because, well, Team Cloud versus Team Evil, they got to have their sponsorships.
God, this is a fucking train.
I love it.
It's amazing. I love it. I don't want to see increasingly ridiculous, like utterly ridiculous branding on their uniform.
Yeah.
Like just the worst. Like I want to see Akuma. I want to see Akuma with brony wear.
I'd be okay with that. What I more want is
That'd
canvas.
be, I just imagine Akuma wearing a brony t-shirt, just like a t-shirt over his, ripped gi or whatever, a My Little Pony t-shirt.
I just want Mountain Dew sponsored Ryu versus Doritos sponsored Ken. I want the joke to come full circle.
Two great things taste great together.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic and not entirely unexpected.
Yeah.
Because it's become I think this is one more sign that it's become a true sport.
I had not thought of it that way, in all honesty. That makes some sense.
Like, really and truly a professional sport.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I get it.
That's actually an interesting take on it. I had not thought of it in that light before, and that makes it a little less egregious. It's still funny as hell, but...
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah. So the other option I proposed to you two was Fallout 76 is making the news this week in not one, but two stories, one of which is kind of, whatever. The other one's a bit more serious. We're going to start with that. So, Bethesda's support actually leaked a bunch of customer name, address, and phone numbers to people.
Wow.
Yeah. Their support team was leaking people's private information.
So, and this was caused by, and this is kind of the, this is bullshit story, but also not. So, there was a version of Fallout that was advertised as coming with a nice canvas bag and a helmet and something. It was called like the Fallout Edition or something, or the Nuclear Edition.
Yep.
Power Armor Edition. And what shipped was a shitty nylon bag instead of a canvas bag. And people were outraged. And initially Bethesda's reaction was, they were kind of expensive and, things. That seemed like an okay explanation until it came out that influencers were getting those canvas bags.
Yep.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even know
like
that
at events
part.
and stuff like that, they were giving them out for free.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am not. I could not make this
So they
shit
did
up.
make them. They just they decided to just cheap out on everybody. I mean, and if people listening don't know, this is a $200 package.
Yeah.
Yes,
$200. That's a lot of money. And considering that, and I saw this as well, somebody actually did some searches on eBay and whatnot to see how much a canvas bag like that, how much you could get it for bulk. Even if you bought it in bulk, just like 500 or 1,000, which they probably did way more, they would have done way more than that. It was only a couple of bucks a bag for canvas bags. So they could have afforded to do it, because apparently it's not that expensive to get canvas bags printed. Apparently it's no more than like $4 or $5 a piece. So,
but I bet nylon's like $1 a piece.
Oh yeah, nylon's nothing. Nylon is useless and worthless, and that's why it probably cost them cents on the dollar.
Yep. But so, as a result of this whole controversy, they set up hey, register and we'll send you the canvas bags and some in-game money that you couldn't even buy a real canvas bag for, etc.
Oh, yeah. That was the best part about that
How much was it? 500 or 600?
It's 500 atoms or whatever it was called, which equals about $5.
Yeah, well done.
And it's not enough to buy an actual canvas bag in the game.
No, there is no canvas bag in the game. It was more you couldn't buy a canvas bag in real life.
But there is a costume in the game that has a canvas bag.
I didn't know that.
And it costs more than that.
The
item is 700 atoms.
Oh, that's...
So you can't even get the virtual one. It's
beautiful.
Amazing. Well done. Well done. Well done. Applause.
So, kind of get back on the news topic, though. The ticket system for this replacement system is what gave people access to a lot of personal information for people. And we're not talking like one or two. We're talking a kind of everyone in Fallout 76's information, sort of.
Well done, 76, the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, man.
It's a long list of people. You can just kind of scroll down. And again, I'm not talking like small information. I'm saying like if you're in this system, you had addresses, names, phone numbers.
The type
Everything.
of cards used.
Yep.
Yep.
If you've ever had, it's a support ticket. If you ever made a support ticket with Bethesda, potentially you're in there.
How do you mess up this?
I don't know.
Wow.
How? Hubris. You
Yeah.
assume that you're on top of the world and that people will buy your shit no matter what. People don't seem to realize that there are certain things you still need to do as a developer or as a company to make sure things go well. This kind of shit is not shocking considering how many companies do not take cybersecurity fucking seriously.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
As
Yeah.
a guy
yeah.
in the tech field, let me tell you, there are so many people that do not take fucking cybersecurity fucking serious. And it isn't until there's a shitstorm like this that something is done. So,
Yep.
remember a couple years ago with Sony and all their shit that got leaked and all that stuff with PSN and all that nonsense? Yeah, they started taking security really seriously after that. But prior to that, it's a fucking joke.
Oh, so
I was working at a university in the web department when a big leak happened while I was there. Not on my server, not through my web part of the website, but it happened, and it's because that part of the server not well protected, had not been updated. There you go, not taking security seriously.
Yeah, and there is one other thing I'll add to it, just because I have that tech perspective, is there's also a huge lack of actually training and getting your employees to understand certain security things. And, this is just a huge fucking oversight. How does this not... how does it leak out where you can see all this customer information? Why does a support person need to see, some of this information anyway? I don't... Maybe I'm overanalyzing that part, I guess, but,
the support people kind of need to see all of your information, but it just... They made it open to the wrong client. So I mean, I don't know. It's just an ongoing dumpster fire that is 76. Another log on the fire.
I think kind of the best summary of this ongoing thing comes from the author of the article I threw in our notes for this, Luke Plunkett I hope they pronounce his name, of Kotaku, which is, I can't believe this game and now its support is such a mess that I've had to write 3 stories about a plastic bag, which is 100% true, because we've now talked about this game for 3 weeks in a row. Yeah,
like I said, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, even if I don't want it to.
Yep.
Moving on from that to kind of some actually upbeat news, the Overwatch, OWL, the Overwatch League Season 2, will actually have some road games in the places these teams represent, which I'm super down
That's
for.
cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I hope this is working towards the future where, I don't know, Philadelphia Fusion fucking play in Philadelphia.
That'd be cool.
I on one hand, I get it. On the other hand, the idea that all the games last year were in LA kind of sucked, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not much more on that, really. I'm not sure there's even a list of cities they're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be pretty cool.
That's
I will
cool.
say, have you seen some of the new teams that have leaked? Or not leaked, but they've been announced?
No, I haven't been paying that much attention to it.
I, for one, am now a fan of the Washington Justice. That is my new favorite team, and I'm going to try to unlock all their skins. Yeah, because they're, well, not necessarily a home team per se, but they're the closest to it. But also, technically, they're the Washington, D.C. Justice, not Washington State.
That's not Washington State.
Yeah, no. But, I mean, they're going to be all the America skins, and I want to unlock America Zenyatta for some reason. It just speaks to me as a person.
But last but not least, when we dive into the Game Awards, we got some AMD shit to talk about. Alex, I think you're the one to put this on this list. You want to run with it?
Yeah. So, AMD's announced that they'll be pushing out some new video cards, of course, to compete. But
that won't catch on fire, we assume.
That won't catch fire. So
it's not a bug; it's a feature.
Yeah.
Flame cool.
So some of the stuff they're putting out is they've talked about how some of their new processors, the 3000 series Ryzen processors, which would include, by the way, a 16-core, 5.1 gigahertz monster chip. So that shit sounds beastly as fuck.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm sure that sounds pretty cool and all, but the price point is what's really also attracting some people. So just let's talk about this real quick here. Right now in the market, what are we looking at for a 1080 GTX card? What do you think we're looking at right now
$500
for cost?
Aren't they?
Easily 500.
$500. What if I told you AMD's pushing out an RX 380, which is their Navi 10 video card, which would compete with the RX 27 or the RTX 2070 slash GTX 1080 for only $249.
That's super good.
I'd be interested in that. That'd definitely make me consider making the jump.
Some of the stuff they're comparing right now, like as far as their cards go, is pretty much slash in half of what NVIDIA is offering their stuff for. So an equivalent to the 2060, 1070 GTX or or NVIDIA cards, $199.99.
But Alex, if I buy an AMD chip, how do I brag about buying the most expensive graphics card and therefore the best graphics card? What's my Titan X option of the AMD world?
I don't think they have a Titan X option.
Are you implying they make technology for the person like me who likes affordable technology?
What? Maybe, I don't know. Possibly. But yeah, no, they're pushing out some really cool fucking like potential.
The one I'm more intrigued by is that they're yet to, so none of these are announced just yet. They're gonna be announced, I guess, next month at CES or something like that. And they have an RX 306 though, or let's stick with that name. That competes with the 1060, which is $130. Which is that's like competing with the 1080, 270 at 250, real impressive. Competing with the 1060 at 130, that's really fucking impressive.
So here's another really good price point for you here. So a 16-core CPU with a boost clock of 5.1 gigahertz. You know what they're offering for that right now?
$10.
Or what their price point looks for that?
What?
No. $499. Which means you can build a beast machine for about like $1,200. If you rock their super high-end CPU, you can even pick up their 1080 equivalent or whatever they've got going on for half the cost. You can build a beast machine for like, minus like certain parts here and there, but like, this is stupid good. The price points they're pushing for some of this Ryzen stuff right now is stupid good. So, anybody out there looking to build, wait a little bit longer for CES. You got some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipeline real soon.
Maybe wait a little bit before you buy a new graphics card. Like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. The prices right now have stagnated. Like, even now.
Yeah.
It's So, might want to hold off a little bit more when these Ryzen cards drop. Or the Navi cards drop. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. AMD's pushing out some crazy shit. It's impressive.
Indeed. Well, you two ready for our last part of news? The big topic this week?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, the Game Awards presented by Jeff Keighley happened this week. I got that name right?
I think so.
Jeff Keighley? Hang on.
So.
Let me double check on that. I feel bad if I got the wrong. Yes, Jeff
That's
Keighley.
right.
There's another name from back in the day on G4. They don't look alike, but I confuse the names to them too constantly. Not that's a fair thing to do, but it's just how my brain works. The Game Awards happened. The awards were given, games were nominated, etc., etc. We're going to run through kind of the list of winners real quick in the announcements because, as with so many things video game based that aren't necessarily E3, the story here is not about the announcements or the awards necessarily. It's about the Game Awards. So, right off the bat, for Game of the Year, the nominees were Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. God of War took it. Best Ongoing Game, the nominees were Destiny, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Winner was Fortnite. For game direction, the nominees were A Way Out, Detroit, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2. God of War won it there. For best narrative, your nominees were Detroit, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, because we make the distinction now, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which took it. For best art direction, you have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption, and the winner, Return of the Obra Dinn, which absolutely deserved it. For best score music, you have Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and the winner, Red Dead Redemption 2. For best audio design, you have Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and the winner, Red Dead Redemption 2. For best performance, I'm doing this fast I thought, you have Brian DeChart as Connor from Detroit Become Human, Christopher Judd as Kratos from God of War. Judd? I hope.
Christopher Judge
sorry.
as Teal'c from Stargate.
I didn't realize that's the same person.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's him. When I found that out, I was like, wait, what? That's the voice of fucking Kratos?
I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
I recognized him when he came to the stage. I was like, oh, that dude.
I just thought it was Kratos on the stage. I'm like, oh shit, Kratos is real.
Motherfucking Teal'c.
So, him for God of War. Melissa Mahant for Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, and Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker from Marvel Spider-Man. Winner was Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan. Games for Impact. I don't know what this category means, but the nominees are 11-11, Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, and The Missing J.J. Maxfield, The Island of Memories. The winner was Celeste. For Best Independent Game, you had Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn, and The Messenger. The winner was Celeste. For Best Mobile, you had Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, and Reigns, Game of Thrones. Winner was Florence. For Best VR AR Game, you have Astrobot Rescue, Beat Saber, Firewall Zero, Moss, Tetris Effect, and the winner was Astrobot Rescue Zero. For Best Action Game, you have Call of Duty Black Ops, Dead Cells, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, or Mega Man 11. Winner was Dead Cells. For Action Adventure Game, you have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Winner, God of War. For Best Role-Playing Game, you have Dragon Quest. How many fucking awards did they give out? Dear God.
They give out a lot, yeah.
There's a lot.
For Best Role-Playing Game, Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Winner was Monster Hunter World. For Best Fighter, your options were Blaze Blue, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Soul Calibur 6, and Street Fighter 5. Winner was Dragon Ball Fighter Z. For Best Family Game, you got Mario Tennis, Nintendo Labo, Overcooked, Starlink, Battle for Atlas, and Super Mario Party. Winner was Overcooked. For Best Strategy Game, you have Battletech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, Banner Saga 3, and Valkyria Chronicles. You got Into the Breach for the winner there. Let's read the winners from now on. From Best Sports Racing, you had Forza Horizon 4. For Best Multiplayer Game, you got Fortnite. For Best Student Game, you have Combat 2018, which has been renamed to something else. Best Debut Indie Game was The Messenger. Best Esports Game was Overwatch. I think for like the third year in a row.
Yeah.
Best Esports Player was Dominique Sonic Fox McLean. We'll be back to him in a little bit because Sonic Fox. Best Esports Team was Cloud9. Does anyone follow esports enough to get what the hell this category means? Like,
no.
Best
Esports
overall?
Team?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's best team overall.
Okay.
So it'd be Cloud9 Cloud9's team, or Cloud9's League of Legends team.
Gotcha.
Rather, let me specify that, because they specify the games out there on specifically for that.
Gotcha.
So. Yeah.
Best esports coach, Bach Reaper Hangyu. I hope I got that right, from Cloud9. Best esports event was the League of Legends World Championship. Best esports host was, I can't even pronounce that yes.
Ifeji Jokes Deporteri.
Thank you. Best esports moment, was Cloud9's comeback win in triple overtime versus FaZe in E-League. I don't even know what that means. And last but not least, content creator of the year. That means like streamers, YouTubers, etc., was Ninja.
What? Ninja?
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
shocker.
Yeah.
Is it wrong? I kind of feel like there should be an asterisk next to this category where it's like if you're involved in a scandal of some kind I have to talk about on this podcast, you don't get to win content creator of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm sure he's crying into his dollar bills
Yeah.
that he
Okay,
lost.
all right,
If that was the
all right,
case.
I'll just throw you one of my notes on that one was, all right, and I'm just going to read it verbatim. This is my immediate thought whenever I was watching it. Ninja wins, and there is no God. This is the worst reality.
Yeah, kind of hyperbolic, maybe, but also kind of true.
I let's just say that I have a lot of little things like this
Yeah.
written in my notes. But yeah, these are, by the way, these are notes that I wrote while I was watching.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to get to those in a second. Don't worry. We all have things to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we're trying
yeah.
to be professionals before we get into it. So
I just wanted to throw that in
Oh,
there.
I know. No, it's yes. On the game announced topic, we have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. Journey to a Savage Planet. The Stanley Parable is coming to consoles and with more endings.
Terrible.
Parable, sorry, yes. Far Cry, New Dawn. I will be talking a lot about this in like 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. We all got lots to say about all these.
Hades, the new game from Supergiant Games. Scavengers, which looks kind of like a cool hybrid of Frostpunk and something spacey. Crash Team Racing Remastered. Hey, it's a kart racer for the other consoles. Far Cry 5 is apparently getting something new going on. I'm not sure how the hell it made this list.
Yeah.
I think it doubled up twice because it's talking about the
Yeah, you're right.
the New Dawn.
Yeah,
That's all
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
This is.
Yep.
Sorry, that will be potentially DLC for The Outer Worlds, which. Okay, yeah, this is the cool one. This is from Obsidian Games. This is pitched as essentially Fallout New Vegas in space, which looks potentially very promising.
Mhm.
Dauntless.
They have nylon bags
Yeah.
in this timeline.
They probably have both. Dauntless is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. It's launching on PC soon. I thought that that game isn't out yet. Okay, that's the part I was missing.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is on PC.
Dauntless?
It's just Dauntless, yeah.
I think it's playable. I'm not sure if it's officially launched yet.
Huh. I could have sworn it was at least launched, at least on PC, but
Don't know.
yeah.
It's in early access.
Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And it looks like it's going to be offered on Epic's new announced store on PC.
Yeah.
The part that catches my eye, though, I don't know if you saw it on there, but it's going to be offering crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think that's super cool. It's about time. I want more games to be crossplay.
Yeah.
I can see why that's happened. I mean, I don't know if either of you two have ever done any work in Unreal Engine, but knowing Unreal Engine and knowing the technology, it doesn't surprise me that they're able to pretty easily do crossplay through Unreal Engine games.
I've gotten the impression on a couple occasions that when it comes to Unreal and stuff, it's you build the game and then you say, okay, here's it's basically a pop-up menu that says, okay, this is what X is on Xbox, this is what X is on kind of PlayStation, and the game goes, okay, cool. Like, you're not building initially for any one console. Then basically,
No, you are.
You are?
No, you are.
Okay.
Yes.
I got the impression
you
kind of
are.
it was after
No.
they were done building stuff, it was like, okay, now put it through the PlayStation system.
No, like you build basically the way you work it is there's options that you run in the engine itself, and you tell it what target you build to. Like it builds an executable essentially, but you have to tell it what target.
Okay.
So it is targeted. So you have to create a new build for every single different platform. But getting them to actually communicate with each other, the fact that Unreal Engine does that pretty seamlessly, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they're pushing for more games with crossplay.
Yeah. We got to move on though, so we can get to the fun part.
Yeah.
The Last Campfire is the new game coming from Hello Games, the people behind No Man's Sky. It looks interesting and not at all like a No Man's Sky. There was an announcement of the Anthem demo coming in January, plus a new trailer for Anthem that really doubled down on, hey, here's the actual story of this game is. Atlas, which is essentially Sea of Thieves from the people that brought you Ark Survival Evolved. was also shown off. It definitely looks like someone else made a crack at doing Sea of Thieves. Dragon Age 4, I'm not sure this is even really Dragon Age, it's just kind of a thing, got a very, very scant trailer that used the phrase, the Dread Wolf Rises, which I guess is enough of a reference for us to go, hey, that's Dragon Age 4, I guess.
Yeah, they hashtagged it and everything.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A new PUBG map was shown off to have snow. I guess the idea is that there's going to be an emphasis on tracking in this one because the environment will show where people move. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah.
All right.
So
now we've
got a couple more still. Mortal Kombat 11 got its first trailer with weird, puzzling mumble rap music. Devil May Cry 5 got some more coverage. That game still looks good. Xbox Winner of Arcade was detailed as part of this. It's not quite clear what the full extent of that, but it's going to include Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, Mutant Year Zero, Subnautica 1.0, Ashen, Hello Neighbor, Hide and Seek Kingdom, Two Crowns, Desert Child Below, and Donut County. And this is that whole you buy into something, you get stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rage 2 got a release date and a trailer, which kind of I found off-putting, but we'll talk about that in a second or two. It's coming out May 14th. Persona's Joker is coming to Smash. Fortnite got a character custom created place called The Block, and that is it. So
now
the Game
let's
Awards.
dive into each of these.
Yes,
I mean, because
the
I
Game
have notes
Awards.
on all of these. Everything you've said, I have a note on every single thing. And
So what do you want to start with?
But just to start with, I just want to say this. All right, so the band. All right, so this is my personal highlight. I just want to start with this. The drummer for the band.
That dude was awesome.
Yeah, his jacket wins all the awards.
His beard
Holy
also
crap.
wins some awards.
Yeah, he was amazing. He was definitely the standout. Oh, he's the second I saw him, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm already happy. I'm already happy. Yeah, that's super good.
That being said, as much as I enjoy the concept of video game music played by a live audience, they did that
Like-
Devil May Cry Devil Trigger cover just dirty. Like that, we were talking about this before the podcast started, but like that was the most monkey's paw twisting backstage. Fine, we brought you Devil Trigger. Now shut the fuck up about it. Presentation.
It just
of that
sounded
ever.
off.
Oh,
it sounded
was
like
so bad.
I think they must have transposed it incorrectly because it didn't sound right.
Well, like the mix was wrong.
Yeah, the mix was all right. It sounded like the mix was terrible. But the way it was arranged, the arrangement seemed off. Like just in general, the arrangement for this particular arrangement for that song seemed off. It seemed just something was wrong. I don't know. Maybe they added that at the last minute or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't pretend to know on this one, but
And it could be a last minute thing because or at least a late thing because there's so much of the show that was these reveals and ads, basically commercials and reveals. That doesn't surprise me if they said, "Oh yeah, we're going to reveal this thing. Can you do this song?"
I think the order of events for that was kind of my turning point for the show because I think Sonic Fox happened directly after that, where I went from oh yeah, the gaming awards are happening to oh yeah, the gaming awards are happening. Let's start live tweeting this shit. Yeah,
I have to say the show overall, though, it reminds me of every other award show, which just to me is just another sign of video games being very much normalized like everything else.
Oh yeah,
which is good. I mean, it had all the awkward and weird moments that I've come to expect from any award show.
Yeah, it's I think culturally and kind of it's weird to talk about the Game Awards because on one hand, I'm super in favor of their existence because it's fun having an Oscar of video games, and I disagree with that as much as I disagree with the Oscars with some frequency. And even going back to the early days of the TGA, which was the VGAs on Spike, which were on Spike, so they had to be edgy and for men. As kind of bad as that one was in its own sad way, it was nice that it existed because it gave some kind of at least perception of legitimacy to video games you weren't getting from all the other awards that flew under most people's radar. Having an official, air quotations, award show out there was nice.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
And the fact that TGA is growing and it's it's become more of a thing. The fact I get tickets for it this year, but ultimately didn't. Like, I like that it's still around. And like again, we're gonna make fun of it a lot because there's always a lot to make fun of. But I think no one here is in favor of the TGAs going away.
No.
It's just always a beautiful.
It's funny, but it's like about the same thing. Yeah, I make fun of the Oscars too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt like every other awards ceremony, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for normalization.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we want to start with first? We want to talk about the Far Cry New Dawn trailer. That, oh my god!
Oh, by the way, I just want to mention that the dude who announced it. I just noticed his shoes.
Yeah.
Were amazing. Really, really nice, bright yellow shoes.
Yeah.
This just stuck out from the rest of what he was wearing. Like it was like these glowing neon yellow shoes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I like those shoes. But
let's do this round robin stuff. Let's all pick it. Like it's like, so I'll do first, then Henry or Alex, you go. Let's go around and I guess do our favorite kind of hit lists on this one. Cause I'm sure we have all have something to say about this one. Yeah. We all have ones we care about the most. And I want to fucking start with Far Cry New Dawn because
open it up.
Yeah, like it's so. I'm not sure how much you guys were following this beforehand, but like I think it was the day before, the 2 days before the TGAs happened. Like the image of the cover art from that thing leaked, and the internet went nuts. And maybe I imagined it, but when that trailer went up, I could hear a collective like sucking of air through teeth of, "Oh no, it's still a Far Cry game."
Yeah,
reaction to that trailer. So Far Cry as a franchise has a bit of a history of kind of doing some not so great things with racial relations. It's got a real history of white savior stuff in various exotic locales. Like the last one I liked was Far Cry 3, and that was both the most heavy-handed and also like maybe the most aware of what they were doing. And since then, it's gone just totally fucking off the rails. So the idea of a post-apocalypse Far Cry was, okay, you're finally going to kind of lean into what you've been doing all along, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they showed that thing off where I'm just going like, oh my god, you found a way to make this franchise indirectly, potentially more racist, and also look way fucking worse. The first black protagonists you have in a Far Cry game are not only antagonists, but like super fucking shitty people, as best I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. The whole series has been deeply problematic and not, not.
Yeah.
Right.
On one hand, I love the idea of post-apocalyptic X games as the future, but also, like, holy shit, that game looks bad. I've seen nothing of that game, and I'm already going like, nah, I'm pretty sure that's a bad game, kind of.
All right. So, I have things to say about this.
Go for it.
Well, is this, and this is sort of a meta thing with some of the other reveals. Is this all the companies smelling the blood in the water after the ongoing Fallout debacle?
Nah.
Because there are several companies that were revealing post-apocalyptic stuff. Far Cry is not the only one. Multiple ones were revealed that were definitely post-apocalyptic, and I'm like, I think this is the industry smelling blood in the water. They're wanting to basically steal that right out from under Fallout.
No, I think this is more of a post-apocalyptic games are in right now. I think a sign of the times is like,
well, it's one thing to be in, but I mean, we've had several Fallouts at this point. If there's other companies just trying to cash in on that post-apocalyptic thing, they would have been doing it earlier.
Right.
Think about it.
What I'm getting
now, the fact that they're doing it now, right when like the last Fallout, Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, neither one being that well received. 76 definitely being not well received, and Fallout 4 not even being well received. And so I think this is their response to seeing the sort of lukewarm Fallout 4 and the ongoing garbage fire that is 76. The companies, they smell the blood in the water. They see room. They see room to take that spot. Because multiple games that were announced were all these post-apocalyptic games.
I don't disagree with you.
That seemed like more of a thing like 5 years ago, really.
I think we give them more credit they deserve. So, Fallout New Dawn is a direct sequel to Far Cry 5 because that game ends in a nuclear apocalypse.
Yeah, but I mean, it's. I think they've been wanting to take. I mean, the thing is, the previous Fallout games, the 3 and New Vegas, had been well liked and well received, and so you didn't see anybody really trying to compete with them on that. But now that they've come out ones that weren't as well received, we're seeing many studios coming out with their own post-apocalyptic thing.
I guess I'm not willing to say that just yet. 'Cause like Rage 2 is the sequel to Rage, which was already kind of Mad Max the shooter. New Dawn is direct sequel to Far Cry 5, which ends in nuclear bomb and stuff. I think this is more them taking a break from what New Dawn lets them do is make a new Far Cry game, but use the map from Far Cry 5 with some changes. So they have to make new typography again. Like I think they did this with Far Cry Dawn.
Blood Dragon?
No, the what was it? The primal one. That's what Far Cry Primal.
Oh yeah. I played that. Yeah.
I think this is like that, where it's like, hey, it's another Far Cry game, but it's not as new a Far Cry game as previous ones have been. Like I don't know that. Like mostly looking at New Dawn, I saw like, oh, this is Far Cry 5's like DLC spun out to its logical conclusion, which is like Mad Max Land. Like it looks like it handles the same way. Like it's gonna have the same vehicles. They added a bunch of that stuff to Far Cry 5 because Montana. I also think this apocalypse is more on people's minds these days, and I think video games, kind of reflect what people have going on mentally. Like we're all more concerned about that. And maybe they're competing with Bethesda, but also like
I don't think they're like I said, it is competing, but it's just like they see a weakness, and you see a weakness in a competitor, you take that opportunity, and I think they are. I think that's what these companies are doing. They're seeing that in there. They're seeing that. They're seeing it's no longer domination.
But I mean, in a way though, like this isn't Far Cry's first dabble in dystopian, post-apocalyptic, nuclear Fallout genre. Blood Dragon was also post-apocalyptic nuclear Fallout.
That wasn't.
He's not wrong.
Technically true.
Technically right.
He's
absolutely technically right.
And Blood Dragon, I think personally, was way better than Far Cry 3 itself.
Oh yeah.
It's
Blood
condensed.
Dragon's amazing. I have it. I own Blood Dragon, and it's fantastic.
So
I don't own Far Cry 3.
So I think it's them maybe wanting to dabble in that again, if you will. But they're doing it in a natural way, as opposed to like
they're doing it in a
Blood Dragon. Well, because Blood Dragon was a completely different game.
Fantasy. It was a fantasy.
Yeah, it was a completely different fantasy. Had nothing to do with 3.
That's why I'm like, this isn't them going back to that. This is them saying we can step on Fallout's territory and work.
I don't think they are though, because I don't. Fallout games happen to be apocalypse games, but they're RPGs. This is still definitely not an RPG. Like I guess like my issue with Fallout games has been they've moved away from the RPG-ness I liked about previous Fallout games, which is why like the outer space game, whatever it's called, the ones from Obsidian that I'm blanking on the name of. I like that one, Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Like I'm intrigued by that because it looks like a Fallout New Vegas level RPG, which was an RPG-ass RPG.
I forget who revealed Scavengers.
That's Midwinter. It's new from the guys that made Halo, or some of the guys that made Halo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the guys that made Halo. That one wasn't post-apocalyptic as well.
That's more like space.
Oh no, that one was like kind of.
That's like if you. That's actually a game I played. Like, not that I've made a game in my head, but like the idea of a game of like how long until we get a game that's basically like, okay, your goal is to escape a planet. Like it's you crash land, and it's not like a survival game. You're starting off with like spears, but you are starting off with spears where the goal isn't like, oh, I'm gonna build a town. No, I need to get the fuck off this planet. Or my goal is to like drop into a wreck world and like steal what I can and get the hell off of it. Like I think we're overdue for that thing. And I get the impression this is a multiplayer game. I think Scavengers is some type
Yeah.
of competitive multiplayer thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the apocalypse is just on people's minds these days. Like, I like post-apocalypse as a setting for video games. It's one of my preferred ones. Like, Borderlands was kind of there, but also not. But, like, I like Mad Max. I'm a sucker for anything Mad Max-esque, so I think lots of gamers are at the end of the day. So I think, like, do I think a weaker Fallout kind of opens up the market for apocalyptic games? I don't know. Do I think games that are doing apocalypse stuff now are going after Bethesda's bread and butter? No, because Bethesda's bread and butter is putting Skyrim on everything.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are far more Elder Scrolls games than there are Fallout games from Bethesda, and arguably only 1.5 of those games are games people have any real reverence for. And I say half because Obsidian technically made Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah. Well, and then, Fallout 1 and 2 were by Interplay.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the Bethesda's relationship with Fallout only starts at 3, and 3 in my mind is the only really good Bethesda-made Fallout.
Yeah. And 3 is really good. Yeah, and that's a game I can still go back to and play. But anyways.
Moving on, who's got one?
I just want to mention that I liked seeing Christoph Waltz being absolutely adorable and weird and awkward. He was one, he presented for the voice actor thing. Yeah. But also, that voice actor, he was so hyped that winning, that was so good. Oh, that was cute. That was adorable. That voice actor was super hyped to win that award. That was pretty cool, honestly. And I also just like the fact that just the idea of voice actors getting recognition.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten a lot of recognition. I mean, I think they get more recognition probably out of the gaming and cartoon communities than they do in any other work.
You're talking
and even more so in the video game community, I'd say even.
Well, so the one kind of takeaway, so I've watched this now 4 years in a row, the one I always have a takeaway from that category is occasionally when the voice actor for that, it's like, oh, that guy's just Arthur Morgan talking all the goddamn time. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's just they're using their main voice.
No,
that's
not a knock, but it's always interesting, I guess, in my mind. Like the fact that the guy who voices Kratos just sounds like Kratos all the fucking time. It's like, oh.
That's just his voice.
Yeah. It's like, damn. Okay. You want to talk about Sonic Fox?
Yes.
Let me do mine real quick.
Okay.
All right.
For me, I guess it's I don't know why it just stood out to me, but I was more like looking forward to Charlie's reaction than anything else. Was Persona 5's Joker showing up in Smash Brothers Ultimate?
Yeah.
Okay, for a good part of this year, it has been all about Persona 5 and Persona. Like Charlie and I talked Persona. Yeah, well, we talked quite a bit about Persona and things involving Persona. I even was doing the playthrough for a while. For Persona, was it 3?
4.
Yeah, 4. And I had a blast on that. So the fact that they pulled out a character that no one thought would be showing up in Smash, Persona 5, just Joker, was really fucking interesting. Because
let me walk you through the moment, like the second-to-second reaction to that reveal. So that shit shows up on screen. It's that, and I go, holy shit! They're actually making Persona 5 Crimson. And I'm like, oh my god, Aunt Jensen. And they're going like, what the fuck are you so excited for? And then they say Smash Brothers, and I go,
womp womp.
Oh, that's not at all what I wanted. I don't care about this at all.
Yet another character that you can't unlock.
You have to pay for this one.
Oh,
yeah.
Arguably, he has the most straightforward unlocking path.
That's true.
Yeah. I am excited that he's in Smash. It's kind of cool. My initial reaction was, oh my god, they're making Persona 5 Crimson, which is what I want them to do, because that's like... So, the version of Persona 4 you've played is Persona 4 Golden, which is an expanded version of Persona 4. I want that for 5, because the changes from 4 to Golden are major.
Yeah.
There are parts of 5 I think could use improvement. There are characters I'd like more of, and stuff like that. So, when you tease me with, hey... that game you put 103 hours into is getting the expansion you've been waiting for that stopped you from doing a New Game Plus version, and then you say, actually, no, it's just a fucking Smash Bros. Character. You have, oh my god, I couldn't care less.
It reminds me of the reveal for Isabelle, because I know many people were like, oh, a new Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
and then, nope, Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, so, and coupled with, like, it's so, that the TJs happened the day before Smash comes out, so initially I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, whatever, like, this is neat, it's happening, like, Persona's going mainstream-ish, like, neat. Maybe they'll bring Persona 5 to the Switch, that could be kind of cool. Friday evening, I'm going to bed. Fuck Smash!
Yeah, well, but I'm a huge fan of the entire Shin Megami Tensei franchise in general, so that it gets me kind of hyped. I'm still never going to play the game, but I just like Persona. Is Persona 5, even as the first Persona, to bring in some of the more some of the elements and aspects associated with the mainline SMT games, which is talking to demons, trying to recruit them.
No, earlier Persona games had that as well.
Not really.
Not to the same extent, but like 1 and 2, I think, had pretty similar mechanics.
But you didn't talk them into your party.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't remember.
That was the first one, because none of the other Persona games did that, because they kind of didn't start doing that. I mean, that was left for the main Megami Tensei mainline series, like
that's true.
In the Shin Megami Tensei games, and in the Devil Summoner game, that was done. And the other series don't necessarily have that. That is where it started, though. I mean, they did Pokemon before Pokemon. So.
Well, it started with Nocturne, kind of.
No, it started with like Megami Tensei for the NES.
I don't
know. The very first game for the NES in like '86.
That's true.
That was like
that's true.
That was literally there from the beginning.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the modern version of what that franchise does started at Nocturne, but like because Digital Devil Saga is a weird time gap in there too, where
Digital Devil Saga also doesn't have the demon recruitment.
Yeah, that's a totally different game.
That one uses something more similar to the Persona thing, and where you have another you, kind of.
But you shapeshift. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not all of the games in SMT series have that, but the first game did. The Megami Tensei, which is where they came from. They came from a novel series. If you didn't know,
I don't really know the origins of the stuff prior to Nocturne. I just know Nocturne's the one I latched on at.
Yeah, and that one's a beautiful, awesome, amazing game.
We've talked about it before.
Absolutely amazing. But yeah, I am a big fan of the entire series. Yeah. I've been more recently playing through Soul Hackers, which was on the Saturn, and that Soul Hackers is is the second game in the Devil Summoner series. You're probably more familiar with 3 and 4, which are the Raito series, the two Raito games.
Let's get back to the Game Awards, though. We have a lot to cover.
Sorry.
Let's rewind back.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quick, just to kind of finish up what I was discussing anyway here on that. Obviously, what they announced at the DLC is that every character DLC pack for Smash will include not just the character itself, but a stage and a bunch of music.
And having Persona 5 music in Smash is undeniably cool, but also, I already own a CD of Persona 5 music, so...
yeah. But one of the things they talked about, or at least that Reggie Senpai, announced at the Game Awards, was that all the characters in this first pack of the challengers are characters that no one would expect to be in Smash. He made an emphasis on that, saying that these are not characters that you would expect to be in Smash, which means a lot of shit all of a sudden is on the table.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking interesting.
I would care more if I cared more about Smash at this point in time. Like, if I was having a lot of fun with that game, I'd be like, oh, what's coming next? But because I'm not, I do not care about the FGC version of Smash. So any changes made to that game between now and when the next Smash comes out, like unless I come around a corner and start either caring a lot about that or this game, I don't care. Like That's my issue with most Smash. And I'm kind of in the same boat as Henry, where it's like, oh, congrats to them. Okay. Like, this was their chance to get me back in because I own it again. And I'm like, no, you've pushed me farther away, in fact.
Well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought this was really fucking interesting.
No,
I don't know why. It's just that part stood out to me.
It is both unbelievably unexpected, but also remember Blaze Brew Cross exists and Persona characters are in that.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Cross-tag
true.
Battle, which I haven't picked that up yet, but I actually am planning on picking it up. It is on my wish list.
Like I'd have rather them announce Persona Arena 2. Like,
oh yeah,
there's already a fighting game based around Persona characters.
Yep, and a really, really actually good one.
It was
a really
good,
cool
yeah.
one.
If you said
Easy to get into because it's not super. It's purposely not complex.
one might call it Smash Bros. Like in that way.
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, if you're going to take anything away from Smash, just make it. Take away the simpler controllers.
Yeah.
That's a good takeaway. I wouldn't take anything else from that game, but yeah.
Snake, you should take Snake from that game.
Yeah.
Snake belongs in every fighting game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just it's an interesting time.
I'm sorry.
And I wanted to bring up Sonic Fox, but I know we're gonna do that as a group.
Let's
so
just
I
do
picked-
Sonic
figured I'd
Fox.
pick that as mine.
I will.
Let's just do it now.
Let's
We've been
just do
dying
Sonic
to.
Fox. I want to talk about Sonic Fox so fucking bad. I think it's safe to say that all like it's. Were you a Sonic Fox fan prior to this, Henry?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think we all are to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Big fans of Sonic Fox. Like I enjoy him as a player because he plays games I like to watch, but also as a personality, the in-your-face, this is who I am, fucking deal with it, and there's nothing objectionable about any part of who he is. I fucking love about him. It's like, no, you are not the norm, and that is great, and the fact that you were out there being like, I'm not the norm, fuck all y'all that get mad at that, I think is what everything needs at this point.
Yeah, and he's so genuinely just sweet-natured. Like, he seems like a genuinely, like, kind of cool guy, like a really sweet person.
He is he's one of
It's
the few,
infectious.
yeah, he's one of the few kind of, I'll call them e-celebrities I've ever kind of watched stuff of that I want to hang out with, just because it's like I don't know what you're like as a person, but I'm curious because all of your online presence and all of your presentation is just dude who likes fighting video games, and that's a dude I can hang out with
in the happiest, most pure way.
Yeah,
like seriously, like the least cynical, most pure, best way, and it's so good. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Fucking congrats on winning. You absolutely deserved it. Your performance at EVO was amazing.
Congratulations, super congratulations. Because, well, he is the top player.
Yeah.
I mean, that is super
he made
legit,
that
but he's
fact
also
known.
He's also the top person. Like, you talk about somebody who is the opposite of, the more poisonous parts of the gaming community. Somebody who's literally the opposite of the venomous aspects of the fighting game community. He is the opposite, and it's like, and everybody should take a lesson from him. I'll put it that way.
Well, so let's break down his moment, because his moment truly is something worth covering. So
yes.
Goes up there. Was he carrying or was he wearing the full furry suit?
No, he was wearing it.
He was wearing the full suit.
He was
wearing the full fucking
so
suit.
Rewind a quick second to Joel McHale, controversial gaming thing presenter, giving out this award, and the look like you've had a pretty kind of bland, yup, this is the TGA Awards up to this moment when fucking Sonic Fox takes the stage and is genuine and wonderful, and Joel McHale directly behind him has this look of, what the fuck is going on?
And he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
And McHale also seems to be like, what the fuck, but also, this is amazing, I love it.
Like part of my assumption with Joel McHale has always been his disdain for these events is they are dry, and like, you need more fucking Sonic Fox moments where it's like, nah.
And he looked like he was
Like, I could be wearing a suit, but no, I'm wearing my first suit with my gaming gaming jersey on, and I came up here in the head, and I did half of my speech wearing the head, but took it off so you could see my face, and fucking delivered my apparent catchphrase now, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. Every part, it's unscripted, it's natural. It's like, yeah, this is why we like Sonic Fox.
Yeah. It's and the shade at the very end to the Republicans is like, I'm literally the opposite of everything they stand for.
He gets out there and says that every once. Like, I think it was like right after Evo, there was the famous Twitter post going around of like, I'm gay, a furry, and the best fighting game player in the world, or something like that. Deal with it. I'm like, I want more people like you out there. Like, you are exactly what gaming needs. Yeah.
The moment, all right, that was just an amazing moment for representation. It truly was, because he is being, a legitimate player, legitimate game award for legitimate work, for legitimate accomplishments, and I'm so happy that it's him. That's just,
and beyond, like it's like so many pro gamers are these dry, kind of stodgy, they're nerds. And then you have
kind of
Sonic
horrible,
Fox.
problematic ones, or a lot of horrible, problematic ones. Ninja. And then you have Sonic Fox, who is not that. The most uncynical, pure, happy, wonderful.
Actually seemed to like the fact he won an award, unlike everyone else who's like, I gotta climb these stairs now.
Well, the voice actor winner, he was pretty excited too. He's similar. It was a similar vibe.
He was too baked to show human emotion, though, too.
Yeah, but Sonic Fox, so good, and so happy for him.
Yeah. All right, what next?
So hold on. Okay, I'm going to jump in here really quick here. So I love Sonic Fox.
Yep.
He's a great fucking player. I thought maybe his acceptance speech was a little bit on the side of cringe.
Yeah,
maybe I'm on the other side. Like, I understand. I'm gonna give you both sides here. I feel like the presentation may have been a little bit in cringe, but at the same time, the dude's fucking 18, 19 years old.
Yeah,
I don't think he knows how to handle that situation like what we would normally expect on a show. So no, and I'm saying that, and part of it's part of the charm because it's authentic. It's very much like that's what it is.
I would agree with you if I didn't think it was authentic. Like, if it was an act, I'd be like, yeah, it was fucking cringy, but no.
Yeah.
It's him just being him, which I give him points for.
See, I found people being fake cringy.
Yeah.
Like, later on, when they actually try some, like, fake... Alright, like, the part with Ninja and King Prawn, that was cringe. That was maximum... Oh my god, this is awful.
Well, and you got to remember, like, the TGS already has a weird history now, where there was the guy from last year who announced, like, he's from EA, he's the guy behind that that multiplayer game that came and went. I'm blanking on the name now, but like gets up there and goes "fuck the Oscars" on a live stream, and like kind of in a douchey game producer way. So I'd rather I will level with you, like, to a certain extent, was that the time and the place for Sonic Fox to do his thing? I don't fucking know. Did I enjoy him doing his thing there on a live stream that lots of people are watching? That's a very important event for gaming. Yeah, and I think it's kind of important in its own weird way at that point. And it does. Like, you're right. He is 18, 19. He's young. He doesn't know what he's doing. And he's like, again, I don't know if it's the right place to do it, but given how things are in the world right now, I want Sonic Fox doing his thing wherever he fucking can.
Well, let's not beat around the bush here. I mean, we're very, very viscerally aware of the highly problematic issues in the gaming community, and even specifically in esports and the fighting game community. Like, a whole lot of it's just it's highly problematic for so many reasons, and he is basically a literal just existing thumb in the eye of every gamer who's like, oh, stop pushing your SJW stuff into our games. This is reality. Welcome to reality.
Yeah.
Sonic Fox is reality. Like, he exists. He's real. This is reality.
Yeah.
This is the way reality is.
I went back and actually checked some live streams of the event of people like restreaming it and stuff like that, and like the myriad of reactions to Sonic Fox, I think, like the widespread reaction ranging from like well, this is way worse than anything that happened at the Game Awards, too. Like, yeah, you get it kind of thing. Was so all over the place. It's like, is it the right place for it? I don't know.
Yes.
I'm glad he did it.
I say yes. I say yes.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the right place. This is where it needed to happen. This is the biggest Game Awards, the most visible, one of the most visible things for the game.
Yeah, I think the visibility
and the fact that he got to sit front and center right there and be himself enthusiastically and represent enthusiastically, like very specifically, purposely represent, make a point of it. The best thing he could have done, and I think it's the best part of the, hands down, of the entire Game Awards, and the most important. I think it was a landmark. Like I said, it's pretty much a straight up thumb in the eye of every trash gamer every discriminatory gamer who goes on and calls people horrible stuff online. This is a thumb in their eye. This is also gamers. Deal with it.
Yeah, and I think kind of it's the so based on what you're saying, Alex, the transition to Ninja for a quick second, his set was very rehearsed, and I will call it more appropriate to the occasion, but it didn't feel real, and it if Sonic Fox was cringy,
cringe.
That thing was just painful to watch, and
that's what I said.
Oh no, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, some of the times a lot of the stuff we've shit on for even E3 is all the cringy bullshit they do, especially the pre-show leading up to the actual. What was that Sony event thing that was 2 years ago?
Yeah,
that shit was maximum fucking cringe.
And my point of this all is you have two kind of big public figures in the gaming industry, and if I got to pick one to represent my hobby, it's not Ninja, it's Sonic Fox. And it's the it's the for every Ninja receiving an award, I want a counterpoint to Ninja, and this year it was Sonic Fox, and he gets to be cringy at that point. It's the entire thing is cringy. It's a 3-hour-long presentation about fucking video game awards.
Well, I actually found the Sonic Fox parts to be one of the few parts that wasn't cringy.
Yeah, no,
honestly, that was so genuine. I find the fake stuff way cringier, and the fake attempts at humor. Now, I will say this: the host, I can't even remember his name now. The host does a fantastic job of being very organic.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was being professional, but not cringy. I'm putting on an act. It actually seemed kind of genuine.
And that's Keely's thing. He's been doing kind of that character. He's been him from back when GameTrailers.com was doing a TV show on Spike.
And it's very cool.
Yeah.
And I just have to say I appreciate that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Next topic, you got more to say on this one, Alex?
No, I mean I'm pretty good on it. I just felt I feel bad for the kid in a way because it was kind of scattered about.
I get where you're coming from, but also I think it felt real, which in a very produced presentation, the realness maybe is what felt weird, but no, it felt great because it was so weird, or it was so real. That's meant to say. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean that's pretty much the end of mine. I watched that part and I was I mean, I love the guy. I just felt like it was a little bit the whole bringing up your dad or your friend's dad's cancer situation was kind of an odd thing for me. But I get, like I said, dude's a kid. I don't think he's had any kind of actual training or any kind of actual experience. He's not a pro in that kind of stuff. He's a pro at fucking games.
Yeah,
and that's what he's a fucking beast at. I love watching that dude play.
Yeah, I'd also say at the same time, think of how many Oscar acceptance speeches start off with I want to thank God and my pastor, which nothing wrong with that.
I always thought that was a crock of shit.
Yeah, it's the same kind of category, but also it feels forced in that scenario where this is this dude being holy shit, I won. And also, remember, he had to sit in the audience in his fursuit the entire time.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight, I just want a fucking camera aimed at him the entire show. How did we?
And that's a big thing. I mean, it's we know. I mean, we kind of know that there's a lot of either sort of weirdness or disdain or some outright hatred of furries that exists out there, and for him to actually sit in his full fursuit in his persona in the audience the entire time. That's also pretty brave, honestly. I mean, that's there again. That's huge for representation, and another reason why I think it's so amazing.
Yeah. Well, we have to move on. We can't just make this all about Sonic Fox.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So what next, boys?
Let's see. Let's just talk about the God of War doing really well.
Yeah,
up against Red Dead Redemption 2, and the fact that I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's like, is it that good?
Okay, so there's two ways of talking about
Red
Dead Redemption.
Because I heard those things. I heard it's that good about God of War a lot, is why I asked it. Like, every time I talked about God of War, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's such a good game. And then when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 2, I've heard similar things, but it's just like, I mean, I don't know.
I don't want me to get nitpicky on this one. The score/music angle of it, did it deserve to win that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When the score in that game is good, it's real good, but it also has some weird technical issues that go along with it. Like, it has some fantastic musical moments to it that can be disrupted by the natural way that game is played. So, how do you judge that one? The voice actor for Red Dead Redemption does a fucking amazing job. He has a shit ton of lines. Like, who can go up against him? Kratos. Like, it's either Arthur Morgan's actor or Kratos' actor. Those are the only two, and to be fair to Christopher Judge, he's done that character a bunch. Arthur Morgan is a newish character in the great. Let me first. He is a new character that's done amazingly well in that game, and like, the story of Arthur Morgan is what keeps me playing Red Dead Redemption at this point, and the voice acting that goes along with it, absolutely. I've talked a bunch on this podcast of my ongoing issues with that game, and like, if I were to pick a Game of the Year winner, it's God of War. It is the game from this year I think everyone should play. Like, and Red Dead Redemption, from a technical and like a showpiece of what fucking video games can do, is a masterpiece. And I think when it first came out, this may be before you got on the podcast, actually, Henry, I talked about how there are choices in that game that I don't agree with that get in the way of it being an amazing video game, but as a cohesive work and like a thing. Like, it's the Red Dead Redemption is the best of that thing made to date. From a video game standpoint, it's got some weird technical issues, it's got some weird open war stuff. From a like cohesive start to finish video game, God of War is a masterpiece. But from a like masterpiece of a piece of media, it's very hard to fault Red Dead Redemption. And I think the fact it didn't win Game of the Year is an acknowledgement of like, Red Dead Redemption is a power force, but it's not the best video game that came out this year. It is a true thing of beauty. But from a pure kind of like, if you said pick one of these two games to play, it's God of War, in my opinion. Just because there's no bad part of that video game. There's just, like, it's a God of War game. It's undeniably a video game. Red Dead Redemption is a video game that's also something else simultaneously, and acknowledging that's complicated.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, quick little side note. Did you notice that on the presentation for soundtrack, that was the only award that had a sponsor?
I did not notice that.
Spotify.
Huh.
It's like what it was literally, and I went back and looked. I was like, oh, did those others also kind of have some sponsor listed while I was talking about the nominees?
Huh.
Nope. Only the soundtrack one. The soundtrack one during the thing for the when they're list all the nominees. Clearly says, brought to you by Spotify. Yeah, it basically has a Spotify logo on it. It says something to that effect. I just thought, that's weird and interesting. I've never heard of that in an awards show before.
I thought that's actually a thing in the Oscars, but I could be wrong. Like, to be fair, it makes sense. Like, I bet all those games' soundtracks are on Spotify.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of weird. That stuck out to me. But
sure.
Anyways, sorry. I just had to inject that in.
No, fair. So what next?
Let's see. I'm looking at my notes
Yeah,
here, basically. All right, this is a meta note here.
Sure.
It was more reveals and commercials than was actually awards. There was not actually a lot of awards in this
no, that's
thing.
the Oscars and stuff like that too.
Not really. You don't have I don't remember ever watching an Oscars and they literally go into a trailer for a movie, like they're in as a part of the show itself, where they
That's
have like the
true.
where they have a director for a movie. Like I don't remember like any point like some director for a movie walking out and saying, "Hey, here's this new movie coming out that I have. Here's the trailer for it." In the middle of the Oscars. That's never happened.
No, that's fair, but I guess also the Oscars
and they did that.
Ads.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. That's the thing. It's like the Academy in general has money. They have money. They can just put on the awards show. They have sponsors too, of course, but I mean, they have a certain amount of money just period. The video game, the people putting on the video game awards don't have that cash flow.
Yeah.
It's not that there isn't that cash flow in the games themselves, in the games industry. Of course there is. We're aware of that. But there's no inner group or any organization for video games that holds money to that extent. So, as a result, the entire thing ends up being 2/3 commercials. I mean, it was literally 2/3 commercials and reveals.
Yeah, but I guess also like I show up to the game. I watch the Game Awards at this point for the reveals. Like if there weren't the reveals, I'm not sure I'd watch the Game Awards at this point. Like, and that's going back to like the VGAs on Spike. That was also one of the big draws of it. Like it was I think back then it was often when like it was this is when they announced the new Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like there was some stuff you knew was going to be there, and since the jump to the TGAs, it's been a little more freeform. But like for me, it's why I watch.
Well, with that in mind, and this is another kind of meta note, are we looking at sort of people more and more kind of feeling out replacement for?
I think that's a larger
where can we piece out parts of E3 to other things?
Yeah, but also
because we've already kind of talked about E3. Are they starting to shutter it? Is it starting to die out, or is it not? And it's like, I'm seeing so many reveals during the Game Awards. I'm like, that's something you more often see in E3. And so that was the thing to me that I was like, is this, a part of a what do we do post E3 to still have our big money reveal?
Well, I also think E3 was 6 months ago now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this is the other end of the year. Like Christmas is a couple weeks away at this point. None of the games there, with some exceptions that are having big trailers, are coming out this year. They're all coming out like January, February, March, April of next year. All that stuff prior to E3. Like I guess in my mind, like you have the TGAs for here's what comes and all the stuff prior to E3, and then you have E3 for and here's the stuff that comes September, October, November, December, and in the farther future. And I think it comes down to, when do you want to reveal your game? Like, do you want to risk having your game as part of E3, or would you rather it have the spotlight on it, where it's like it's one of 10 game trailers, but also it's one of 10 game trailers. So if it's bad, it's bad. But if it stands out, it fucking shines. I think like the Outer Planets game, or I keep butchering the name. I feel bad now. Outer Worlds. I think that will do it. That does a lot better at TGS than it does at E3, because it can't get lost in the kind of miasma that is that conference. I think like there's an anthem.
I can see that.
Like it's the Dauntless. It's not Monster Hunter World. It's kind of Monster Hunter World. Does better at the TGAs. I think a lot of the indie stuff they showed off does better at the TGAs. I think Hades, the game from the new game from the guys behind Transistor and Bastion and God, what's that game I played last year? Torchlight? No, the weird soccer ball game I dug so much. Rift? The Supergiant games, their stuff has an audience that cares more about video game awards than not, I think, because while Supergiant Games makes absolutely fantastic games, they're critically acclaimed games. Like they're of that tier where they're going to sell 5 million copies, but they're not going to sell it day one. They're gonna sell it over the span of 2 months, kind of thing, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like, but their games are not for everyone, and they shouldn't be. And they're amazing games, but like they get their recognition at the TGAs, not at like E3's best of show or something.
That's true. That is very true. It seems like I kind of like that. That's an interesting analysis. That the Game Awards, in their own way, end up being a better platform for indie stuff than E3 ever was.
Well, so, and I guess kind of the counter to that, like, didn't Far Cry New Dawn and also Rage 2 feel out of place? Like, they're
in what way? From everything else that was announced?
Yeah, I guess like if you're putting all the trailers next to each other, you have big, ambitious, kind of obviously story-driven, very artistically driven stuff, and then you have Rage 2, which is shoot guys in the face with a shotgun, and Far Cry New Dawn, yo, we got a buzzsaw kind of bow gun. They both look cool, don't get me wrong, but like I guess like in the spectrum of what was shown, they felt broier, I guess, in some ways. Like it's like, yeah, video games. Video games. I don't know. I really hated the Far Cry New Dawn trailer. Like it's hard to put into words how like I'm watching that going like, you fucked up now, Ubisoft.
You know what my favorite commercial was though?
What?
It was the one that was a reveal for Diablo's Eternal Collection discount.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
I love that was the only Blizzard announcement there was Diablo Eternal Collection discount on the eShop.
Yep.
That's when I saw that I was like, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Alright, so what next?
Other things. Well, I can tell you the commercials that I actually was excited about.
Yeah, let's do that.
More Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, no, that was a good trailer too. They showed it twice, which I didn't like, but
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but yeah, great, really good trailer. Well done. I love Dead by Daylight. It's such a well done game.
I like the implications of that trailer, where it's a character that hides other player characters.
Yeah, Mimic. I have thought about a Mimic character before, and I was wondering if they're going to do that. I think the last thing was, or not last thing, but I think one of the next things that they had talked about, they had gotten the license some months ago, but hadn't announced anything for it. A Hellraiser. That they had gotten the license for Hellraiser, Pinhead and such, but had not been able to do any work on that yet. So, I mean, that's why I was kind of a surprise to me. I was expecting it to actually be a Hellraiser announcement, but it's original content announcement, which I'm super cool with because it looks cool. It looks interesting. I think that's super cool. Mimic Killer, that sounds like such a cool idea. And
power to them too. Where I watched that trailer and I'm like, I should give Dead by Daylight another shot. Like I remember playing it, but this is fine, but not for me. Like that trailer, I'm like, this is okay. This may be something I actually care more about than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know when you last played it, but
there was like 5 killers. It was very early on.
Oh, they have improved the game a lot. I
didn't have a bad impression. It was just like, this is not what I'm into right now.
Yeah. Well, one thing, like, all the survivors now start with level 1 of all their perks. They used to start with none. So now they at least start with level 1 of all the perks. Leveling is way cheaper now. Like, leveling each character up is so much cheaper than it used to be. They really reduced the cost of that. So it's a lot easier to level all the characters up. Yeah, and there's just a lot of tweaks. It is a better game than it was. Way better. That's one thing they have done. They have improved the game constantly. But yeah, that's one commercial that really got me pretty high. I was honestly well, you mentioned the Supergiant game coming out. Which is gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. But that looked cool too. I should remember the name of it. I didn't write it down in my notes for some reason. I just wrote new game from Supergiant and then didn't write the name of it. Oh, Hades. That's right.
Yep.
Hades. And that looks cool. I love Resistor and Bastion. Resistor especially.
Resistor or Transistor?
Or sorry, Transistor. Not Transistor.
I most love how I can see like a second of their gameplay and go, oh shit, new Supergiant game.
Yeah. So that got me. But honestly, a lot of the commercials did not get me very hyped. A lot of the it's some of them some of it's stuff that had already been kind of announced.
Yeah, no,
or
big
at least
surprises,
had been.
but...
No, there was. That's one thing. I mean, I guess there wasn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the surprise. But most of it was just like, here's stuff you already kind of know about, and here's more information on it.
Alex?
No, I mean, I caught part of the Game Awards, so I didn't get a chance to really catch all of it. But I mean, the thing for me, I think I said that stood out was pretty much the Smash Brothers stuff, the Sonic Fox thing, which we all as a consensus wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any too much else. I mean, it's the Game Awards. I was just kind of meh. I will say, just to kind of touch on the subject we had earlier about the Oscars being like, a comparison. I like that this is kind of starting to happen because it's giving it, I guess, a little more legitimacy and mainstreamness, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It gives it more of an actual legitimacy for sure. Because other than like you have magazines saying, hey, top 10 games of the years, you have an actual event show being put on, with actual people. And it's I mean, you have names like people like Joe McHale, obviously, but like Christoph Waltz at a fucking video game awards.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking cool. And like, I do also have to say, like, a lot of these actors who've been around before are starting to find new life in voice acting for games. Like Christopher Judge, big example. Like, last time I heard of him was pretty much only on Stargate, and like to find out that he was the fucking voice of
Kratos,
Kratos was just great. So I kind of just like overall, past its moments of like cringiness of overall just all that. Point. It's an award show, but then again, every award show has that shit. Like, find me an Oscars where you don't have fucking cringe bullshit happen.
Well, I'll go back. I'm not sure how much you two watch the VGAs back on Spike, but I watch them pretty religiously too. Like, that one was a little bit less mature. Like, there was a year where it started off the musical number, and then Neil Patrick Harris, who was the host, like, killed everyone on stage or something. It was real weird, and like it was fun in a way that the TGAs are not, and I think that's a good thing because, like you two have been saying, there's a legitimacy the TGAs bring to the topic of Game of the Year, and it very subjectively viewed. Like, reviewing games is subjective. Everyone has their own experiences with stuff. Like, hell, everyone observing the TGAs has their own experience with stuff, and having this kind of very buttoned up, we're going to talk about video games, we're going to play people off the stage, orchestra-driven show is outside of normal video games, but I think it lends a credibility to video games that it lacks from everywhere else, where it's like, yes, we have 1 billion top 10 games of the year lists out there, we'll do something at the end of the year, but the Wicked Awesome Cast's official list of best games of 2018 should not be a classy affair, and video games deserves something you wear a suit to.
Yeah. I like I said, I'm just more excited about the legitimacy of all this now. Like, it's just becoming more and more authentic as people start to accept the fact that this is very much a part of our culture.
Yeah.
And that as a whole we're evolving as a society, if you will. That there are new forms of new media that are absolutely legitimate.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you may or may not remember when, infamously Roger Ebert more or less had a large tirade that was essentially around the theme of video games cannot be art.
Yeah. No,
and this is like, I mean, they give it, which I always found hilarious. If you know anything about what Roger Ebert actually wrote when he was involved in film, you'd find it hilarious what he criticizes. But in any case, it just showed how even somebody that's fairly intelligent can just be totally wrong-headed about something he doesn't know about, because it was, when he made the statement, video games were less accepted widely.
But also, like, going back to the Atari days, no, those were not art, they were video games. Nowadays, like, you got Red Dead, you got God of War, you've got, like, the lines are blurring in ways that we never expected, kind of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't see how somebody could play a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 or God of War or even
anything made by Supergiants
or Oberdin or any of them and say, "Oh, this isn't art." It's like, You don't know what art is. Then.
Yeah.
I mean, if you, I mean, I would challenge somebody who makes that statement to go around to all of the graphic designers that worked on that game and tell them what they did was not art.
I would go so far as to say we occasionally make video games that are too much art for some people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, oh, absolutely. Like, I probably have several in my collection that, and I absolutely have several in my collection that pretty much cross that line.
Like the Stanley Parable, a very successful game, artistic to an wonderfully obnoxious, but like so up its own ass kind of thing degree, and that's the intent of that game, so it succeeds gloriously, but like not a game for the Call of Duty player.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about games, and I've had many arguments about this even with other developers, is video games are a medium, not a genre.
Yeah.
Film is a medium, TV is a medium, video games is not a genre. And I challenge anybody to argue that point with me, because and to look at the games that exist now and to say that, oh yeah, that's a genre. Yes, BioShock and Cuphead are literally the same thing. Well, along with Dear Esther. Those three games, literally the same thing.
To be fair, Dear Esther is basically BioShock. They both have female characters in them. And walking.
And walking, yes. See, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a ridiculous thought, a ridiculous statement. But now I think people are coming around, because you know what? For a long time, people said that TV and movies couldn't be art either.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's evolution.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But moving on from that, we got an email this week. I've got two, actually. Never mind. We got two. But if you wanted to contact us, how would you go about doing that, Alex?
If you want to contact us, you would very simply pull up your email provider client of your choice, and in the to receiver section, you would put wickedawesomecast@gmail.com.
What's that email again, Henry?
That is wickedawesomecast@gmail.com.
Wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. Spells it sounds, down in the show notes, etc. First email comes in from Anton. There have been a lot of weird topics on the Wicked Awesome Cast. You've talked about food science, truly monstrous food dishes, 40 videos, live hentai dubbing, and even about how messed up the Star Trek universe is. Normally these topics are funny, but not for me. But last week you briefly discussed lawnmower racing, and I need more. Please explain this truly magnificent sounding sport.
Okay, before we continue, you did not give food science the respect it deserves. You need to say it in its true form, sir.
Food science! There, you happy?
Now we can continue, yes.
Lawnmower racing is exactly what it sounds about. It sounds like it is. I learned about it when I was on a trip and I was in England and I could not sleep at 2 a.m. in the morning, so I was watching like the equivalent, I think, of like Britain ESPN, and they had the local championships for lawnmower racing, and it was dumb and British, and I'm like, maybe it's 2 a.m., maybe it's the fact I'm jet lagged, maybe it's all the beer in my system, I don't know. Could be the fact that I'm like way younger than I am currently in my point in life. This is pretty cool. So I came back to the States and started following. It turns out there's a National Lawnmower Racing Association in the U.S. If you live in Ohio, I think the finals are still held there. There are like 12 different classes of it. Some of them are real fun to watch. Some of them are not. I've seen a nitrous-powered lawnmower jump 6 other lawnmowers before.
Holy crap.
It's a cool redneck sport. It's of the many redneck hobbies I dabbled in or observed at one point, it's like one of the better ones from a like, nah, this is racing. Beautiful, dumb racing, but like, there's something great about watching a sit-down lawnmower take a turn at 60 miles an hour and like drift.
Wow. Drift.
There are lots of great videos out there. It's all over the U.S. There's lots of places. Me and my dad got big into watching it. Like there was the closest major event to us was up in the Catskills Mountain Range in New York. There was a county fair that had a nationally ranked meet every year as part of their county fair that me and my dad used to drive to back when I was younger because it was a county fair that had lawnmower racing into it. You showed up, like it was like a 6-hour drive to the fairgrounds. We spent like the night up in the. It was a weekend trip. You went, you watched the lawnmower racing one day, watched some trophies get given out, ate some fried food, got a tan, and you went the fuck home because you watched lawnmower racing. Like, but I've only been to the finals once, which was in Ohio, and that was like, okay, we're doing this because I'm going off to college, and we have to go see this dumbness once in person, and it was like NASCAR, but with lawnmowers, which there's a sense of humor to the sport lots of other sports don't have.
Oh, good. That's amazing. I like that. I think I appreciate that. That already makes me appreciate that sport.
I have a bottle of lawnmower racing oil signed by the Hedgehog. The holder of the fastest lap times at the time of the event I was at kind of thing. I don't know the guys who are doing it, but it's the Hedgehog, and I have a bottle of like Staybill lawnmower winterizer signed by him because
amazing.
That's what the sport is all about.
That's
amazing. It's great. Like if you live in a place that lawnmower racing happens, you should at least be watching it. It is a day of your life you won't get back, but also like you get to walk around knowing you've watched a lawnmower hit a corner at 60 miles an hour. Not all of them do that. Like in the same day, you'll watch a lawnmower hit that same corner at 1 mile an hour, and you'll go, this is not exciting. I'll go to the bathroom and miss nothing. Like it is a day of pure, fantastic idiocy. That like. Because we talked about last week, I've been trying to find California meets for it because my girlfriend has never seen lawnmower racing, and I think I owe it to her to show it to her once because, like, it is all the fun of a real car race with all of the, like, we race in lawnmowers, tilt head sideways laughing at it kind of thing. It's fun in ways lots of things in this world no longer are because they're too serious. And often because at the major events, they have, like, weird stuff going on. They'll have somebody that builds, like, a giant monster truck-tired lawnmower that's, like, it's 6 feet tall as opposed to, like, 20 feet tall. We were like, that's the biggest lawnmower I've ever seen. Or they have, like, dragster lawnmowers that are just fucking John Deere. They've dropped the suspension so it's super low, and the thing just shoots fire out of the back because nitrous. Yeah, it's all kinds of dumb in the best way.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have that out here in Oregon.
I'm convinced they have it up. Like, seeing as you have lumberjack competitions up in your neck of the woods, which I am envious of, because lumberjack competitions are awesome. Like, you need to go find 2-man chainsaw competitions.
Yeah.
Because a 2-man chainsaw competition is, we're going to build a chainsaw that chops like a 4-foot diameter log in half in fractions of a second by basically attaching like a Hemi to a chainsaw. They're amazing.
So they're gigantic too. Holy crap!
Like they have blades that could double as paddles for boats.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Lumberjacking competitions are amazing in that, like, don't go for the entire weekend, but like 8 hours at a lumberjack competition is time well spent once a year. Watching a bunch of people race to see who can climb a tree the fastest, and like it doesn't take minutes, it takes seconds, is undeniably kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. You watching it, you will grow hair on your chest immediately.
Your clothing will turn to flannel, and you will grow a beard.
Yeah.
If you already had a beard, your beard will grow longer and manlier.
Perfect.
And you'll
feel what I needed.
And you'll feel the urge to go camping and chop down trees for no reason. I hope that answers your question, Anton.
Thank you for writing in.
Thank you for writing in. Our next email comes in from Anonymous. Hey, Wicked Crew. As I'm sure you're aware, the Game Awards were this week. No, we were not aware. And even more so this year, they were definitely big space with some dots in it. A spectacle. If you were to put on a similar event, what would it be like?
Oh.
The same thing with better music.
All right, so let's think about this. So we're talking about a Wicked Awesome Cast.
Yeah, what would the Wicked Awesome Cast? Okay, it's like the Nick Choice Awards, except we shoot you with paintballs as part of the acceptance speech instead of playing you off the stage. That feels very on brand for us.
Yeah.
What, as soon as your time's up, just pop, pop, pop.
Yep.
Yeah. You have 30 seconds, and we start shooting at you.
Yeah. The award itself is a shield.
Or a middle finger.
Or
How edgy we feeling that year. It's a shield with a middle finger on it.
Yeah. All right. So, who's our musical acts? What? Who's the official musical act for the?
I don't know, but I think it's all like metal of some kind, or just like.
Oh no, baby metal.
Yep, yeah, you're absolutely correct. You were absolutely correct on that one. Like them
There we
or
go.
Gwar.
Yep.
I was going to say
both.
Gwar.
Or
Yeah.
both.
I would go to
At
that
the same
concert,
time.
yeah. But we don't warn people about there being baby metal or Gwar.
Oh no. That's the part of the charm. Let's see. We'd have to have an entire section devoted to.
There's a 3-drink minimum.
What's that? All right. What's that thing that Alex keeps wanting to talk about, and we keep shutting it down?
Matrix Online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to have
every
an entire section devoted to
every
that.
show ends with an in memoriam section to the Matrix Online.
Yes, absolutely.
That ends with me walking on stage
100%.
going, "No, fuck all of you for caring about this game."
Yeah.
It wraps up with us just fighting about the Matrix Online every year.
Every year, yeah. That's the end credits.
Yeah, and
Yep,
literally, it's like
every
it
time.
transitions into like, and now, as always, in memoriam, the Matrix Online. Fuck Alex for liking this game. Fuck him.
We would have awards. I'm thinking awards would be like, this game annoyed us the least this year. This game did not make my hands go numb /
Yeah.
have to go to the doctor.
All the superlatives we've given out in the past, we give out. Like, we have worst game and hottest mess. Like, we also then have like dumpster fire we most delighted in talking about, and dumpster fire we felt bad talking about.
News gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Video
That's
game
an award?
that deserves an award for something. We just don't know what that award is.
Video game with the most news about it.
Biggest
in
dumpster
general.
fire of the year.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. Dumpster fire of the year is different than most news. Like, most news is one thing. Dumpster fire is most news in a bad way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, game that gets the longest Charlie rant.
Ooh, that would be a
we
good
have
one.
we have an award for longest Charlie rant game and shortest Charlie rant game.
The winner of, it's fine, it's a video game, is...
We'll allow it. The winner of will allow
I
it
did
is.
hate it. Game we felt the urge to talk about way more than it deserved.
Oh, God.
The best completely off-topic segment.
Yeah, definitely that. That's just us. Again, that's just us on stage talking about and it's the only awards show with a preamble.
That's right.
It's just me and Jeff running cable in the background while you two are like, man, when the fuck are you two gonna be done? Yeah. Best segment you can hear one of me or Alex's dogs in.
Yep. That's another good
Yep.
one.
Best dog of the year. Yeah, it'd be a lot like the VGAs on Spike, I fear. We're just us being like,
Yeah.
yes, broader
we're-
video games, but also we're making fun of them.
Yeah, we are far less Oscars, and we're definitely more Spike TV.
Yeah.
We're the Cliffy B of the Oscars.
Yeah. You mean we're the Michael Bay?
No, Cliffy B.
So we quit the
It's
Oscars.
gotta be video game related.
No, what I'm just saying is Cliffy B is basically Michael Bay.
Well, yeah.
We have
but-
a podcast title attesting to this fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, it would be one part reverent and one part just the hottest mess. Like part of me wants to make the joke of half of the recipients would be kidnapped and not sure where they were, but only half of them would be where it's well, we couldn't get Kojima to show up normally, so we kidnapped him. It's just him in a seat being where the fuck am I?
Going on here? Yeah. We definitely, our award show would it would be a spectacle. It'd still be a spectacle.
I just thought of the ultimate award we'd have. Matrix
What's the
Online of the
ultimate
year.
award? Oh,
What game
that
hurt
died and
Alex the
shouldn't
most?
have.
Oh.
And for the 5th year in a row, it's still the Matrix Online. We should really make a new category. Well, because we've done game of the year on this podcast before, and one of our traditions was like the hot mess of the year is the award for the previous year's recipient. So like we had the Evolve Award, and the next year it was like receiving the Evolve Award was. That was the one year that award was named after itself because we thought Evolve was so bad we thought it came out the previous year.
Nice.
We're like, yeah, so I'm winning the Evolve Award is Evolve because we thought this game came out last year. It's bad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it would not be a classy affair.
Oh no, fuck no.
But we would require black tie anyway to be like, we're all wearing black tie and Kevlar vests.
Yep. Because all we have are hot takes.
Yep. The hottest of takes. Whether we deserve to have them or not. Well, thank you for writing in.
Yes, thank you so much for writing in, Anonymous.
Yes. That does it for this week's episode. Anyone got anything else they want to say before we get out of here?
Oh, I will say this. In 2 of the promos, there are Wilhelm screams. They stood out to me.
I did not notice
I throw
that.
them in there. Hilarious. I'll give you the time code. It's pretty
I
hilarious.
used to work with a guy who, like, his default topic of conversation was the Wilhelm scream. Like, he loved to tell people about the Wilhelm scream. So as a result of that, I've become exceedingly sensitive to noticing the Wilhelm scream. And the fact that one got past me is pretty fucking impressive.
2.
Yeah, 2, one, let alone 2, yeah. I love that we're still using that cliche.
It works. I don't know why. It just does.
You know what the Wilhelm scream is, Alex?
Yes, I do.
Ah, you actually know a reference.
I do.
Very good.
Aha.
Anything else?
How old is that fucking scream, by the way?
Old.
It's been around for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that much.
It dates back to 1950s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just weird ass
Yeah.
fucking yeah. Yep. Oh, movie.
Beginning in 1951 from the film Distant Drums. Well, who wants to close it out this week?
I'll do it.
Hey.
Give the metal.